All right. Hey, Splash. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And we're good. Welcome to the channel for the first time chatter. Hello. I'm here to help you get a jet bear. I will give you stuff later. You know once I start talking, they give you treats. I know. I'm aware. Come here. You're cutie. Come here. I love you. All right. What? We have a GPU engineer, and I don't believe I've ever done a GPU software engineer before. So this one is new. Uh-oh. Is this like a C#.net engineer? Or C++? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Is it a... What is a GPU for an engineer? Okay, what is the difference between this and another one? GPU software development engineer. Software engineer. Okay, so let's do at least... Okay, Bear, I love you. Please. Okay, that's a little better. Alright, there we go. That's actually better. Now I can find it. I know. I love you. I know. Okay, so it's Kuda, whatever, preferred. How goes your day, everybody? How goes your day? And just to make sure. Nope, not my birthday anymore. Okay, good. And we want specifically C++ or C#, or wait, do we need C# or just C or C++? Okay, it looks like C or C++. C/C++. Is there like a C++++, or is it just that? Graphics and compute knowledge? Okay, so hardware drivers, features, applications, and tools. Maintain pre-post silicon tests. Jeez Louise, what is this? Nope, that's the wrong one, actually. Is it? Okay. Is a GPU systems engineer the same as a GPU engineer? I don't know. Okay, specifically compute systems. They don't call it computer, they call it compute. Huh. Alright, there we go. These are the words that I'm looking for. Actual qualifications. And Python, Bash, or equivalent, Kubernetes, Slurm. Oh, thank you, Mixtape Maker. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for the subscription. Thank you. My hair is crazy. How have you been today and over the weekend? So is this going to be correct? There's going to be AI. Concern CPU. Gerd, blurg, blarg. Jeez Louise, these are ridiculous names. Okay, Docker, Kubernetes, probably. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. I like helping people and I like attention, so streaming seems like a good combo for that. Okay, so there's a lot of, looks like debugging, UML, and debugging. Now let's go over here. Hey, I think I actually got an interview with the resume you reviewed for me. What's the best way to prep for an interview with the hiring manager? Good. The best way is to refresh your technical knowledge, which I can't help you with that part. But try to make sure you answer everything in about 2 to 4 sentences. You don't want to over-explain, but you don't want to under-explain either. And be yourself. I know that sounds weird, but, like, you're interviewing them. You also want to make sure they're cool to work with as they make sure you're cool to work with. So those are a couple of things. And prepare about 2 to 3 questions that they would like to know. So, that is a couple of things to do. Is it in person or via phone or via, like, Zoom? Been okay. Had a call today with the company that reached out to me once I posted the updated resume. Yes. Good. The new resumes are working. They're working. Maybe graphics, GPU, software engineer. That might be it. Lobotomy terror. That might be it. GPU. Problem is these are very different. But I think you're right. This may need a subsection of what it's called. Okay, Zoom. Got it. All right. Make sure your connection is good, obviously, but that you really always want to double check. Make sure your camera's on and everything. Make sure you're in a room free of distractions. Okay, so this does actually seem pretty accurate. But... So, and prep a couple of questions, and it's okay to take notes. Taking notes is fine. Just let them know firsthand, so they don't think you're reading off of AI or anything. I think this is good. Well, what did I do? I'm going to do 1 or 2 more, and then we're going to go in to see how this resume is. Also, give me a second. There may be some back sound is what... I don't know what they call it. Okay. I finally beat one of the tough things I've been looking for in the Rift Wizard 2, but over the weekend what I did was wedding stuff. And try to catch up on sleep and a little bit of work for a candidate I'm trying to submit to Workday roles. Okay, this seems pretty similar. So we're finding the commonalities here. Although I imagine maybe a systems engineer is going to be a little different than the other ones. APIs, OpenCL. Yeah, this is where we've seen this before. Okay, I gotta stand up straight. I slouched too much. But yeah, it was really fun. My wife, I, and a couple of friends went to get like costumes for the wedding. Well, their costumes. Mine is already ready, basically. And it's going to be really cool. And I'm going to look ridiculous in a really fun way. And I actually really do like how I look in it. Even though it's going to be very funny. It's like a Tudor style is what it's called. So like before Elizabethan. I got some real puffy pants that I'm going to wear. It's amazing. You're going to see like those pictures and you're going to be like, wow, Lee looks... Wow. Okay, so there may be something different than a systems, but Linux... Did I see enough Linux? I don't know. Kernel model... Okay, this is... Yeah, Linux is pretty common. So we're going to go with Linux. And I think I'm just going to let them know that not all of these are going to be the same. But yeah, my friends are also dressed in Tudor style, so that's what we had to do. There's a Leroy. It's a giant Tudor ball. I still don't know if I'm going to stream it or not. Like, it looks like it's going to be a very fun event. I just don't know if people there would be okay with it being streamed. But I am definitely going to have a lot of pictures, and you're going to see my YouTube videos. I'm going to be dressed up like a 15th century lord, and it's going to be hilarious. I got a big old cape. I got puffy pants. And like a gold, obviously it's not real gold thing, so Leroy Jenkins always has his chicken. All right, this is, I think, good enough. I don't know if there's anything else I can find this. So, yeah. Always has his chicken. Okay, Bear, we love you. Whoa, you will go away for a couple of seconds. But yeah, let me know if you need any other tips. Think pink. So, so here's a weird leaf fact. I don't like chicken. I think it is the worst tasting of the meat. No. So specifically, you don't get to skip the line by subbing. Splash. I specifically made it so that that's not the case. I don't want people to pay for these services. There is in the point rewards a channel point rewards a skip the line button. So that is something you can do if you've been here a long time. And it does speed it up if you can like sub, but not by a large amount. So yeah, no worries. You're okay to ask me any questions. That's kind of the rules. If I could make it so that being subbed doesn't make that faster, I would, but there's no way for me to really do it. Yeah, I wish there was a way for me to actually remove it from the pay, because I am okay with people giving me money. I am not okay with charging people for job help services. It doesn't sit right for me, because I'm a recruiter first, and recruiters don't take money from the candidate. So that's the only thing that is, and I can't really stop it. I can't divorce that from the channel point rewards. So, but yeah, you'll earn points. You can get it free. And normally it takes me about, about a week to get to your resume, which is close to the amount of time you'd earn points anyway. So, I'm on resume 604 that was submitted on the 14th. And yeah, so no worries. Again, I know my audience is without a job, and I will never feel comfortable extorting money from people that do not have a job. If you have like money you want to spend on me, that's cool, but I will spend it on sushi and video games. So just make sure you are okay with yourself. I just don't feel comfortable charging people without a job, because there's power there, and I don't want to abuse it. So actually, that is true. I got him $25 worth of treats from Costco, the dental cleaners. Bear gets more stuff than me, so, which he heard me talking about him. So let me do this resume, and then we can put Bear back up. Thank you, Splash. I appreciate it, especially because it's with Prime. That way you're already spending the money. You don't have to spend more. So I appreciate it. All right, buddy. I will look at... I love you, okay? I will pet you in a second. Thank you. Yes, thank you. How do you get those cool thank yous? Those are really cool. I like them. I need to work on my emotes. This weekend I should have some time. I can work on the channel again. I just did not have time last weekend. So, anyway, because those are not good emotes. The Gunther one is, but like not the actual with the words. They're too small. I need to figure out how to do those. All right, let's do this. What did this person say? This is a resume review of a GPU software engineer, which I have never recruited for, nor have I actually seen until this person submitted this. So they are thinking of doing a master's, and thus I'm also applying to internships. Do you think in general my resume is fair for full-time positions and thus good for internships, even though I know what you look for in a candidate is different? We'll see. So the big thing about internships is what you have to highlight is going to be different than what you'd have to highlight for a full-time job. So a really, really, really good internship resume would fail to get you a full-time job, and vice versa. It's just what we're looking for. What we're looking for is going to be different in both of them. So for full-time, which is what I did look up to this for a GPU software engineer, is going to be C, C++, Python. You actually want either of the C's and Python. It looks like it was pretty important to have both. GPU, compute systems, that's not It's spelling error. That's exactly how they spelled it. I don't know what that is. And CUDA, Kubernetes, UML. I already have Python. That's a double up. Debugging, LLVM, OpenCL, Vulkan, and Linux. There's probably one or two more because it's the first time I've ever knew this job existed. But as a basic list, this is what they're going to be looking for. So, particularly GPU, these coding languages, and CUDA, and Linux. Those were in a lot of them. So, let's look. All right, Bachelor of Science. This is way too long. This is good. I want you to keep this. If you can fit it onto one line, do it. Otherwise, 2 lines. But ideally, it would be 1 line. All right. Masters of Science in Computer Engineering. This is not as needed. So, yeah. This should be essentially 2 lines. And I know you haven't graduated this yet, but you do want to put this above the other one just so it flows a little bit better. So, experience, software engineer, intern, React, TypeScript. Okay, don't do this. I don't need it here. So your formatting is off. Use this formatting. This formatting is the best. I swear to you all. And reduce latency times between pages. Don't care. Collaborated within a small to perform the application feature. This is actually this is the difference between a full-time job and a full-time resume and a intern resume. This is a solid internship bullet point. I would prefer you say worked instead of collaborated, but it's a minor point. But this is a terrible full-time job bullet point, but it's great for internships. So you want to say that you worked with a small cross-functional team of developers to reform the application feature and to improve user intention. But if you said that in a full-time, that has nothing I need. So good internship sentence, bad full-time sentence. Design and implement a critical measure. Again, you don't tell me anything here. So you can't just put these off to the corner. I understand you want to. You're like, well, I just need them under the job. No, you need to show me how you use them and the reason or result that you use them. Those are what you need to do. If you do not, then it doesn't count. You can't just spam keywords left and right. It just doesn't count. You need to show me how and the reason or result that you use them from. So yeah, this is not a great resume for that. And it doesn't look like I see anything here. I see PyTorch, which I didn't put in, but it was in 1 or 2 of those. Yeah, there's like nothing here I need. Because again, you put it here. You can't put it here. You need to show me how you used it or the reason or the result. So, does this resume pass for a full-time position? No, I don't think it does. Does it pass for an internship? Maybe? This person has a 1 to 75, so I think this is about a 175. I think that pretty much tracks. You have a good bullet point that shows you can work well with others. Actually, 2 good bullet points that show you can work well with others. And then you listed out some of the skills, but you don't really show how and why. So that's why you're getting a 1 to 75. It's too broad. You don't tell me how and the reason, the result you use them. All right, that is the most critical part. You cannot just list it there. You have to show me the reason and the result, or it just doesn't count. So that's what you need to do. Your formatting is off, but it's not the worst formatting. So again, you just need to shrink this, stop with this bolding, delete this section, and put them in here. And you should be getting like a 1 in 35, 1 in 40, or even less. So that's all I can do for this resume. But yeah, it does not pass for full-time. It might pass for some internships. But I think the fact that it's a 1 in 75 is pretty much showing why it's failing. So let's go to the next resume. Oh my gosh. If you mix whole fat milk with fat-free milk, do you get 2% milk? Lol. I don't know how the milk percentages work. I mod for a few channels. When I'm not modding, I put a channel or 2 on the background. I just go along with them in their raids. When subs are gifted, I get them occasionally, get extra emotes. Okay, that makes sense. What the hell is that? The chef's kiss. Oh, okay, it's like a Muppet. Hey, football enjoyer. Hi, the all-knowing dude. Omni is very much the all-knowing dude, yes. Man, that guy seems smart from the keywords. Well, I don't know what any of it means. Oh, wait, my bad. Omnipotent is all-powerful. Yeah, you're thinking of... Okay, it's omnipotent is all-powerful. Omniscient is all-knowing, I think. I got my superhero powers. I thought it was all-knowing, too. Can you be an all-powerful without all being knowing and all-knowing without being all-powerful? Yeah, definitely. You could have the powers of everything, but if you don't know how to use it, then, you know, that's what the Catan are in Warhammer, is when they're sharded, S-H-A-R-D-E-D, in shards, they can technically have the omniscient power they normally do, but they don't have the creativity to use it. Yes, so let's keep it PG-13, just letting you know since you're new. Splash, we try to keep it PG-13 here since this is involving the corporate world, and I do not want somebody to submit their resume, say something R-rated, and then what happens is they lose a job. So always be careful of your language for this. Just make sure it is PG-13. No worries. That's why I'm not, you know, you didn't know. So there's a set in DC Comics that makes you all-knowing, I think. Batman had it for a while. That's fair. Yeah, that's also why people are like, you know, let's make it more a little corporate. So it's also good practice for being in the job itself, because you never want to say that stuff. The All Ring, I have no idea what background he got. I don't know DC mythologies that much. What is the All Ring? It sounds like Lord of the Rings. Currently not looking for work, but I want to know how my new resume stands up. I've updated base certification. Oh, Vector. Vector. All right. Cool. Vector, are you here? Oh, the Morbius chair. All right. Full stack. Okay, the question is... Okay, cool. They show me in Puerto Rico. Oh, was that one of the... Are you thinking of the Batman who left? No, there was the... It's the chair from Darkseid, right? When he works for, like, Darkseid and he sits in some kind of super chair. That's the Mobius chair. I think that's what it is. I'm not fully up to date on DC lore. Although I really do like what they're doing with the Absolute Universe. I think that's really cool. Specifically the Martian Manhunter. That would actually get me to buy a comic, because the Martian Manhunter stuff looks obscenely cool and like right up my alley. So I'm really waiting for that run to be over so I can get them all. Oh, it's Metrons. Okay. Yeah, what they're doing with the Martian Manhunter is so awesome. Do people know what the Martian Manhunter looks like in the Absolute Universe? Because it's so creepy and cool. He is amazing. He's not actually from Mars. He's like an interdimensional eldritch abomination on the side of hope. Right? Yeah, it's just so good. Oh my gosh. I've been listening to the Comics Explained version. I kind of want the whole comic. Let's see. DC is so good with everything besides the movies. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Getting excited to binge. Yeah, well, it's new, so that's why I'm waiting for it. Okay, so the Absolute Universe. I've just used this from like Comics Explained. Bear, sit. Okay. Can we move this a little bit here? Over here. We go. Okay, gentle. That was not gentle. But yeah, so the Absolute Universe is basically a universe ruled by Darkseid, and it's kind of like a grimdark version of the normal one, and all the heroes are slightly changed in like really cool ways. But Martian Manhunter is probably the biggest change that I know of, just based on like what he is and how he does, and it's absolutely crazy. So like, and the art style is so creepy and cool. So he's like this right here. That's the Martian Manhunter, and he's just got like, he looks like this, and he's not actually from Mars. He's an eldritch abomination that is like parasitized, attached to him, who saves people from bad vibes, essentially. I wasn't a fan of Zack Snyder's Justice League. Cool dude. It wasn't super for me. Super for me. I don't think it was the worst, but it was just okay. So, oh no, I think this Martian Manhunter in the Absolute is selling like hotcakes. So I think it's doing pretty well, which I'm very glad. But they are underutilized, I agree. Like Fang level experience, yeah, I liked it, but 7 point is a stretch. Yeah, it's like okay. What? So Splash, how do you like the Absolute Batman? While I do this, so, and let me know if I missed a question of yours, and I will, go back for it. But let me do this resume first. Do I have the keywords? I do have the keywords. All right. This is a resume review of, don't bite my hand, of a full stack software engineer. So they are not actively looking. They just wanted to see how this is doing. They're a common person that comes on my stream, so I appreciate it. And let's review based on what this is. So my first thing is, I think the font is slightly off. This is not a giant issue, but it could be one. So this should be 10.5 Arial, and this should be 1.5 space in between. It just makes it easier to read. So this is good. This is good. Nothing here. Created and maintained. Sorry, but what we need in a full stack software engineer is TypeScript, Python, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, Node, Angular, Next.js, MongoDB, SQL, React.js, API, REST, Cloud, Agile, CI/CD, cross-functional, and bonus points for architecture directional language you get. So create and maintain HIPAA compliant backend services on AWS, support AI and applications. So this is not bad. I would like this to be a little bit more here. So I just need a little bit more keywords here. So I would say created and maintained a HIPAA compliant backend services using blah, 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 blah on AWS to support AI and data analytic operations, while on the front end used blah, 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 blah. So these are going to be your core, right? You really want TypeScript, Python, JavaScript, CSS, HTML. Those are going to be the big ones. So created, maintained, migrated infrastructure from manual deployments to infrastructure as code. Is IAC needed? I don't know if it actually is. Reducing deployment errors. Optimized, containerized using Docker. Docker is okay, but probably not for full stack. Although, again, this person is in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and it might be slightly different over there. This is just like the rest of the United States, so develop custom stack with JavaScript on point cloud. Yeah, so this should be your first sentence. I believe this should be your first sentence. So developed custom Slack workflows using Python, JavaScript, and blank to import information in an AWS environment from our AI chatbot. So there's a couple of extraneous stuff here, but I do like what you're going for, and I think that should be the first one. Maintain and deploy API is good using Node.js, PostSQL. Yeah, that one's fine. So yeah, this is not a terrible resume. I don't want people to think this is garbage. It's not. I do have some of the keywords I can find. I would say this is probably like a 1 in 60 resume, maybe 1 in 50 at best. But you can make it better by focusing more on the full stack keywords and removing some of the extraneous ones. So unless this is specific to Puerto Rico, which again, I've not recruited in Puerto Rico. I almost did once, and then the role was given to somebody else before I could start it, which was understandable. I don't need TRPC. I don't need necessarily Docker. I don't need code. I don't need IAC. I don't need SST. I don't need Pulumi. I don't need Bedrock. I don't need Cloud. I don't need Anthropic. So you have some good keywords, but a little bit of extraneous ones. So fix I believe, like I said, fix the font size and take out some of the other keywords that are not actual keywords and put in some of the keywords that are real keywords. And I think when or if you look for your next job, you will have a much better time of it. So let's go to the next resume. Let's see. What are y'all's favorite superheroes? Thank you for doing this. Been on a job hunt on and off for a few months, but getting some great tips. Good, cool dude, good. JL was really mid. Batman for me. I'm making love action superhero stuff. Well, they're not even good love stories. Like, I'm okay with a good love story, but like, they're not good love stories. That's my problem. They're pretty mid for love. Like, I want good love stories, not this tacked on. Batman, which he's not a rich guy. Batman's so free look. Yeah, Absolute Batman's awesome. Also, Absolute Batman is jacked. Like, he is ripped. I mean, I've been trying to network, but I've just not been hearing anything. Let's see. Good luck out there. I'm 150 deep before I heard about the stream. Good. Here is to help. So, if you say a resume is not a brag sheet per your slides, and wouldn't mentioning results impact be a brag? It can be. So, the problem is, it's not that you can't brag. It's that you can't use it all to brag. Because a brag can be a good bullet point, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. It's like I think a good way to say is like a spider is an arachnid is a bug, but not all bugs are arachnids, is a result or reason can be a brag, but it doesn't have to be a brag. Live action. Skip the resume for Common Era. Okay, cool. Yeah, I will do that. If a job was posted a couple of days ago and there are less than 10 applicants, no, not necessarily. So not all job postings are created equal. Maybe they didn't promote it. Maybe they put in the wrong words. Come here, bear. Up. Okay. So not every job description is going to have 1 billion people apply, even if it's in the same industry. Sometimes it's location dependent. Sometimes they messed up the title. So instead of calling a software engineer, they said internal technical developer. So it's not a red flag if more people don't go to it. It just means they probably posted it off. So good, but I was going against people in Masters. So, hey, Granny Capybara. Yeah, that's the problem, is the job market is very, very, very competitive. So, all right, Common Era. Did you put your name in the notes? I am so tired. I got over the last 3 or 4 days, I've gotten practically no sleep. So today is me running a little bit on fumes. All right, Common Era, Commonary. Okay, there it is. I see it. Machine learning engineer. Let me make sure you did not accidentally dox yourself. Okay, good. Okay. Let's see. It could also be a company. My finance and pharmacy chief reply to CVS. Yeah, I mean, that could be. I would say usually it's they posted it wrong. So, because, look, this is a GPU verification engineer. Could be the exact same as this. Could be the exact same as this. Okay, this seems to be... Okay, you know what? This is a role that's going in my biz dev. There's not a lot of people here. Great news, Liam, in the final round next week, and what all works out. Yes! 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 Good. Good. I have no idea, Buggy. I think it's the graphics and stuff. And I'm glad you're getting more interviews, and now you're getting the finals. Good. What was I doing? I was doing this. This is for biz dev. I need to put this on my biz dev list, because I make a list of hot job topic or titles so that I could hit them up later for business. And apparently senior software engineer with GPU is one of them. I have found a lot, like PLC engineers, the Puerto Rico job market in general, trades in Canada, solutions architect, mechanics, that kind of stuff. Thanks, friends. So resume crazy. Good. Yeah, I hope we all get good news. So, would you recommend having a skills section if I have AWS certs? I don't recommend a skills section anyway. I think a skills section is largely irrelevant to what you're going to be, what you want. Go get the light. Go get the light. Oh my gosh. Buddy, do you have arthritis? I can hear those bones. All right, machine learning engineer, which we will get to after the break. Okay, I know. Go get it. Paw. Oh, what's this? No, not in your eyes. Oh, you're gonna get it. You got it. You good boy. You got it. You did it. You caught the light. Oof. Don't huff at me. You were the loudest dog. I know. And not just barks, you just huff all the time. Just... Cool. Lee cannot spell. That's an education search section. Yeah, that's... So, Splash. You know what? Give me a second. This... Wait, did I click the wrong button? No, I didn't. It's such a long link. Anyway, that is my resume guide, and that will tell you how to do it. But essentially, you don't want a skills section. A skills section is irrelevant in my mind. There are some like high-level managers that may want it, but high-level manager resumes are so different anyway that they don't really matter. But so this is what you want it to look like. Which, again, I need to fix it because I wrote this wrong. Go get it. Go get it. Don't look up. I don't want to hurt your eyes, buddy. It's dog friendly, but still. Did you get it? I just skipped over the certificates. Yeah, you don't... So it's education and certificates combined, but you don't want a skill section because it's not needed. So most recruiters will say you need a skill section, but most managers don't necessarily want them. But what you do want is to have those skills in your bullet points here. So, yeah, it's what I said in the first resume is you need to show how and the reason and result you use them, because if you don't show the reason and result you use them, or how you use them, it doesn't count. So you can't do that in a skills section, and they don't count for those bullet points. So then why would you need it? Because it's redundant at best, or actively harmful because they won't go down to the right section. All right, let me check where I am here. I'm doing a slightly different thing. That was 165. So I guess this will be 167. I'm redoing how I do my organization. So let's make this 1661. Line skip. Okay. All right. So, the first question I will also, there shouldn't be this big of a gap. I know I screwed it up there. I need to fix this. There should only be a single space here. It shouldn't be this huge, big old gap, but I need to fix that. I'm going to try to do it this weekend. Yeah, just modify my resume last night, incorporate the skills more into how and why. Yeah, it's mainly that. Like, you can have bad formatting, but the biggest issue is the bullet points. That's why everybody, like, focuses on the other stuff, but it's like, no, you really need the bullet points. I accidentally clicked out of all of my stuff. Give me a second. I canceled that entire thing. Can I go back to this? 4 tabs, recent tabs. Let's do that. Okay, yes. Just completely cancel out of that entire window that I used. Yes. Go back, go back, go back. I know, Bear. I know. You're very patient, and we love you for it. But Lee messed up. There we go. I actually am going to make a FAQ in the slides. I just haven't had, like, I didn't finish it until last week, and I did not have time to do anything this week. So I'm going to try to do a little bit more in the FAQ and the slides over the weekend. But doing that, fixing up this so that it doesn't have this, because everybody keeps making that error, and that is my fault. You know, but I do have an FAQ in another version of it. All right, so Common Era. And let's see, I tried to adjust the feedback, short-term internships. Oh, right, nobody can see anything because I clicked the wrong button. Hold on. This is this one. Okay. Good. And then this is that. There we go. You know what? What questions would y'all want in the FAQ? I am going to put one in, but I want to, like, what do you think would be good FAQ questions? Because I know a couple, but I don't know them off the top of my head. So, Common Era, is there anything I need to know? What else you've done here, or is it good? Yeah, do I need a skills section? That's okay. So, FAQ, for slide. Do I need a skills section? Do I need and if not, why? Okay, that's a good one. Education inserts. Well, they should be in there. The education and certificates are in there. Because it says it. See, it's so long. But here. Optional, summary, education. Like that. I just graduated, so I'm looking for entry-level roles. Okay. Well, let's double-check to make sure we got the keywords right. But I mean, we should do. Oh, you meant as an FAQ? I mean, I guess, but it's already there. But I guess it could, though. Education inserts. Stuff that always asks, like, ATS page length. Yeah, there we go. I mean, I cover a lot of it in it, but I want to make sure I get... I should probably repeat some of the stuff. I'm going to try to add that over the weekend. Like, why do I put my education above the... Yeah, okay, why, I guess that would... Oh, my problem with the why for that is it's going to be so long, but I guess it is common, so I need to do it. Why is education above the X? So, okay, well, those are going to be added. It's going to take me a bit. Machine learning. You are in the United States, correct, Common Era? No, it's true. You're right. No, that's it. I mean, that's good. That's what I need. I need to put it in. So, okay. So we're in the United States. We have machine learning. This is entry level, specifically to associate. ML scientist. All right. So machine learning engineer. Let's see. So we've got degree machine learning models, TensorFlow, skibidi-learn, customer-facing MLOps. All right. So what do we have here? And let's see how many of these were posted in the past week. 4K. That's actually pretty solid. NLP, good. Computer vision. Computer vision, I might need to put it at bachelor's, master's. All right, that's not a very good one. Recent graduate. Oh, this is going to be flooded. So, required for degree. Yep, we have your degree. Strong professor for data processing model evaluation. Python, R. Should add R. What was that? He just went whop. Come here. Give me your head. Give me your head. I want to pet it. Come here. Give me your squishy. You have a squishy face. I want to squish it. Okay, so cloud platforms. Do we have cloud? Cloud should be here. Yeah, bonus is cloud. Yeah, which is there. That's actually correct. And MLOps. Then we have skibidi-learn. Yep. TensorFlow. PyTorch. Yep, those are correct. This one I might need to add, but those are sort of Model evaluation, data processing, machine learning engineer. I just always want to redo these just to make sure this is correct. R&D engineer. See, these might be the same thing or not. I'm trying for LN and LPO, but LN seems the umbrella term. Yeah. You know what you may want to do, and this is going to be really silly, but you may want like 3 separate resumes. And the only thing that's different is instead of saying like ML in one, you say NLP in the other. And then the third, you just say like AI or LLM, just because they don't know. And convert it over to your Edu over experience. Edu is a small section of my space and recruiting for identify. Yeah, exactly. That's why it's up top. It's not that it's more important. It's not, but it's very quick and it's like a quick checklist. So, but this seems to be still what we're looking for. Oh man, am I gonna have a bad hair day today? Dang it. I can tell it's going to floof out way too much. So there's researcher, which is going to be slightly different, but it's still solid. Can I help you? Bear, I need you to use your words. You are a grown man. You need to use your words. You cannot just assume I know what you want. You need to say what you want. You need to speak. Okay, I know you want to play. You always want to play. Come on. I don't think I need to change anything here. I think this is still pretty good. AIML for Raft. What we are looking for. Git, DevOps. Not a good one. Machine learning engineer, Python, AWS, Docker, CI/CD, which I think I still have here. Yes, yeah, I do. Yeah, I don't think there's anything I need to change, except product team, switch with cloud-based. Cloud should probably not be in the... Maybe a cloud, I think, should be away from bullet points, or in the bonus. Yeah. I think that's all I needed to change. Is cloud should... they want cloud. I should put cloud. And I haven't seen Keras, so... do you ever save common keyword lists that you create? Yes, I have a giant list of saved keywords. So far, it numbers a lot. I have it for 44 jobs, give or take, maybe 42. I do want to make them public eventually, which I should probably do. Again, there's just a lot of stuff I want to do if I have the time. Can I see the entry-level backend? Which... So the biggest problem with entry-level backend is it's not singularly entry-level backend. It needs to be Python, C, or Java. So which of those? I don't have C saved. I've rarely gotten a C resume. All right, so I think these are going to be the correct keywords. Okay, so I don't have C saved. I wish I did. Did I? I have .NET saved, so this is .NET. I don't... This is .NET saved. Oh, sorry, I kicked the desk. So that's .NET. Where is my... Again, I don't know if .NET is exactly the same as C. If you are in the United States, this is going to be your keyword list for Python. So the second one is Python. Yeah, I need to make those public. Let me make a note. I'm going to wonder if I can do it over the weekend. The problem is it's saved to the list with everybody's information, so I'll figure out what I have to do with that. I have actual time. I think I have actual time this weekend. Make keyword list public. All right, we're going to do your resume. I'm not going to mention this giant gap because I should have already had that. And that was an error on mine, which I need to fix, which is another thing I need to fix. So many things I need to fix. No, don't you dare. What is this even? What was I even going to click? What was that? Is that important? Oh, no, that's nothing important. Okay, that can actually be deleted. I don't need this. Goodbye. Okay. I am the Headless Headhunter, a corporate recruiter here to review your resumes to get you ahead of your job search. And this is my assistant, Bear. Hi, Bear. Can you say hi to everybody? So what we're going to be looking for in a machine learning engineer, this is the first resume we have up that we're reviewing, is degree, machine learning, ML, models, LLM, NLP, AI, Python, R, SQL, TensorFlow, PyTorch, Skibbity Learn, Pandas, and NumPy and Cloud. Cloud was in the nice to have, but now it's actually kind of a required. I saw a lot more jobs with it. Customer facing, stakeholder, clients, be the subject matter expert. You are going to be the one talking to people. Okay, thank you for the licks, Bear. I did not want that. I wanted to pet you. You are the person that is talking to people. You need to be able to talk to people. You cannot just sit in front of a desk the entire time. MLOps tools such as, I put that twice, MLflow or Anaconda, and bonus points for CAD, FEE, Cloud shouldn't be there, I already have that, Git and CI/CD, and finite element analysis. I almost said Fortnite analysis. So let's see if they have it. This person is an entry-level machine learning engineer. We do not know their ratio. This is their third go-around, I think. So let's see what we can do. All right, so first off, this is clean, simple, one line, perfect. The other thing I would recommend that if you are in the U.S. and you are a United States citizen or green card holder, I would put it up here along with the city and state you're in. That is going to be beneficial, although you might have not done that because you didn't want to dox yourself, which is completely fine. So work history, this should be italicized. So this should be italicized. This should be italicized. This should be italicized. So assistant, is this an internship is my question. Well, you know what, this is kind of an internship. So you want to make sure it doesn't give the appearance that you're a job hopper. I don't think you are, but some people may not know that like the research assistant is like a finite contract, but let's see. Built a machine learning based diagnosis engine in PyTorch for country's first medical simulation program launched by the Prime Minister to Politan College. So this is good. I like this. What you do want to do, and I really hate that I have to say this, is after machine learning for the very first time you ever say it, put parentheses and ML. They may not know that machine learning is ML. I hope they do, but you never know. So just put the very first time you put it as ML. But that's solid because we have machine learning, we have PyTorch, and then used NLP models, good, with Hugging Face, it's okay, to improve diagnostic accuracy, collaborative. Okay, so this one, there's nothing here I need, but my problem is I'm sure you've used other stuff here, right? Like, did you use Python, R, or SQL? Did you use any of these? Did you talk to people about it? I mean, this is a really good brag, but which you don't necessarily always need, but it's still okay. So I'm missing a little bit of stuff here. This can be deleted because there's nothing here. This is okay because it's NLP, but my biggest problem is I only see ML, PyTorch, and NLP, and maybe Hugging Face if we're generous is 4. So I am missing the Python, I am missing the R, I am missing the SQL. Applied NLP with a model using PyTorch. Again, good, but we already mentioned PyTorch and Python. There we go. MLOps pipeline. This is fine. So, extended behavior tree. It's just okay. Yeah. My problem is, again, I need to know you've worked with people, and I don't see it here. Like, just that you've, like, met meetings, you met candidates, you met clients, you've spoken with them. I need something on the soft skills side here, but it's not terrible. And again, I feel like something is off with your formatting. This should be 1.5, so it's 1.5, not 1.25. That might be the problem. And these need to be italicized. Is there anything else here? CICD is okay. Yeah, so it's not bad. It's much better than the previous ones. It just, again, we have a little bit of extraneous stuff. It's a little tough to read because the formatting is close, but it's not 100% what we need. And I am still missing the social skill part. So, it's okay if it's longer than a page. Don't panic that it's longer than a page. But, yeah, it's not bad. I think this can get you some interviews. I just need a little bit more. And is there anything else I'm missing here? I don't think so. So, to summarize, what we need is there's a little bit of extraneous stuff, not a ton. And I'm missing the social part. I'm missing a little bit of these and cloud and Python. If we can, I need it higher up. But otherwise, this is not bad. I think this can get you some interviews. We just want to make it even better because it's an entry-level machine learning engineer, and that market is competitive. That is a tough market. So before we go to the next resume, if anybody else needs a resume reviewed, you can submit them via the link below. And you can also hop on my live stream at twitch.tv/Headless Headhunter. That's where I get these keywords. That's where I update them every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And like, comment, and subscribe. And let's go to the next resume. Okay. Well, the thing is, if it's the same, if they've got a bachelor's in computer science and a master's in computer science, you don't need the bachelor's. The master supersedes it. Like, they're not going to care that you've got a bachelor's and a master's. They're really only going to care about the master's. Doesn't talking with playtesters and mental experience count as with stakeholders? Yeah, where was that? No, it's just, I mean, it's just unneeded, right? Like, it's not going to lower your chances. Just like, if you've got a master's, it is better than a bachelor's. At least see playtesters. Worked with playtesters to design. Yeah, but I need more, right? Like, I don't want, there's a problem. You just said worked with playtesters, right? I can't just say worked with playtesters. You need to say spoke with non-technical playtesters to collect information and develop a customized ML-based enemy ranking system to X and Y, right? Like, I need more. You don't tell me the how you do that. You told me the results, but you did not tell me how. So it is okay to put playtesters. You don't even need to put end users, although I do like the word end users a little bit better. The problem is you need to expand upon this. This is too small. In addition, this should still be 10.5 Arial. Even though it's bolded, it's 10.5. But I need more with this. This is, like, I need to know that you, like, met with playtesters weekly to explain features and, you know, that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know enough about what you did to even, like, answer that. Then that's kind of the problem. But I do think this is better than the previous ones. This is getting better. So. Is there any questions you have about that? Just making sure I don't miss anything. I need to check my email. Try to put as many reviews as possible. In a lot of cases, some weren't used. I mean, if you don't have it, you don't have it. I don't want to, you know, I don't want you to lie. But if you don't have it, you don't have it. But I think you can focus more on this part. So this is something I need a little bit more of what you did. So again, I need to know how you did this. not just worked with playtesters. The playtesters is the keyword, right? It's weekly meetings. It's explaining complex topics. It's gathering their feedback and explaining what you can and cannot do with it. It's all that stuff. In fact, if anything, I would argue that should probably be your first bullet point, just so you have it. But again, your formatting is just slightly off too. So not a huge amount off, but it's a little bit off. And that is, I would say, one of the flaws of my resume format is it needs to be pretty much perfect with the formatting, or it just doesn't work. So how you did it, what you did, and why, is that the format to follow for each bullet point? Yeah. Kind of, yes. Remember, it's not necessarily a why, it's the result or reason you used it. So the result or reason can be a why, but it doesn't have to be. So as an example, for here, these are really good I don't know if you can see this, but these are good bullet points. So this is for a barista splash. And it's handled a large lunch rush by line for providing customer service and multitasking while making their food, and that resulted in multiple 5-star reviews on our Google page mentioning me by name. That is a good bullet point. The what is the customer service and the multitasking. The how handled a large lunch line by performing customer service and multitasking. The result, a 5-star Google review. But this sentence is also fine. These are both good sentences. So, gave customers correct change by adding and subtracting cash. What? Perform basic math. How? Added and subtracted cash. Reason? Gave customers correct change. Those are both good bullet points. How would you suggest I change the talk with medical experts clients? No, that's good. How you talked with them is important. The problem is I don't know how to tell you how to change it because I don't know what you did. Like, how did you explain it, right? Like, it's not customer service, but it's customer service adjacent. Remember, you are the expert. How did you explain to these people what ML is? Did you talk to nurses and they say, we're going to make this an ML device? And they're like, what is the ML device? You're going to have to explain that. Yeah, it's like Buggy said, is you explain the concepts to non-technical medical experts. And then you need to explain what you explained. So, like, here's a good way to say it, is how would you describe what machine learning is? To me, right? Assume I know nothing. What is machine learning? Why do you look so excited? Like, what is machine learning? I don't know. Tell me. Why would I want machine learning in my website? Why would I want it? It doesn't matter if that is not how that works, is they don't know how it works. Just like I'm explaining these topics to you, you are going to have to explain your domain to them. Yeah, Bear, do you know how machine learning works? Why do we want machine learning? Oh, almost got it. It helps predict stuff. Yeah, but what do you mean predict stuff? I don't understand. What does it predict? He is always so cute. Yes, you get another treat. And then I need to make sure this is locked so that you don't get ants. All right. So my goals for this weekend are to clean up the guide a little bit and to have a better place for the camera so people can see Bear. Catch. Oh, gosh. Good boy. But, like, what does it predict? So, like, could I use machine learning to predict my future? Can it read my palm? I don't know. You have to describe it. That is... Remember, you are the expert. They may not even know what AI is. They may think that AI can do their taxes. That AI is a magical thing that gives you the correct answer. They may not be aware of the hallucinations it can give. Like, what... that's the stuff you need to describe. They don't know anything about your industry. Okay, and what is this? DevOps engineer is the next one. So is there anything else you need? I just want to make sure we got it all, you know? Explain it. In my case, it helps make predictions. It can help diagnose patients. Okay, but... Oh, ad break. There. Yeah, Buggy, you're right. That's kind of how it is. Like, how you explain it to your grandparents. Like, in a kind of way, you have to justify why it's important and what it can and cannot do. I know there's an ad, so I'll explain this again. Go get the light. Putting it in his nose. Don't bite the thing. You cannot bite this. Are you getting tired, bud? You getting tired? Oh, got it. Alright. So did you meet with medical issues the other coroner process data to provide prediction tools for diagnosis? Yeah, so like what Buggy said is who thinks the computer is a TV. It would. So this is the thing is I need you kind of have to justify it, right? Like why are you important and what do you do? Like, in fact, a lot of people, you know what? Here's a good idea. I think I actually say this. Obviously not this detailed, but there are 2 reasons you would want a recruiter, right? People don't know what recruiters do. This is how I would sort of describe it in maybe not in the resume, but the 2 reasons you want a recruiter are volume, and it's like making a hamburger and fries in an hour is easy. Making 5 hamburgers and fries in an hour, not too difficult. Making hamburgers, fries, and a drink for 150 people in 30 minutes is a nightmare. When you have to make a hire every day for a full year, you need a recruiter. And not every company needs volumes. Sometimes you need... what you need is like a precise thing, which you can also do that. So I don't need to see that. I need to see met with medical professionals who are non-technical and explained why ML was important, what it did, how it could benefit them, along with gathering their feedback and changing it to the product. So something like that. So I wonder if that would work. Put in your resume and give it a prompt to succinctly explain these topics to a grandparent. It could make it a yap, but that actually seems some things that it could do if it's correct. Can I send bullet points here after you're done with this resume? I can do some of them, yeah. So, but again, I need to know sort of what you are. I assume you said back-end Python engineer. It's also just hard. So does that make sense, Common Era? I want to make sure it's clicking. But I will have to move on in a little bit. But yes, I think the primary is you need to focus a little bit more on how you did, like what you, explaining it, and then make it a little bit more succinct in some places, but it's not bad. So, developed and deployed in MVPs. Yeah, just confirm. Fix formatting, improve the talk with the stakeholders. Yep. Fix formatting and improve the talk with the stakeholders, and I think you should be much better. If you can put cloud in, I would do it. Again, that's a little bit newer, but if you can't, you can't. So, REST, APIs, Docker, but this is a resume. Okay, good. Well, the problem is they may not go that far, but where is it? You do? I don't see it. Also, for your projects, you don't need to put the dates. Oh, there it is, AWS. Okay, yeah. So I would probably, let's see, put this here, LinkedIn. I would, if anything, switch these projects around to do this first, which is used AWS to process blankety blank. So no dates here. Projects, you don't need a date. Put used AWS to X and Y and put it as your first one so they see it. So that's what I recommend you do. So Splash, there's too much extraneous stuff. That's my biggest problem with that, is there's too much extraneous. Like, I don't need Blockchain Explorer and KYC Dashboard, or whatever an MVP is, I don't know. But the rest of it is. So it's just a little too extraneous. Remember, you don't want to put in too much or they're not going to be able to find what you need. So let me do this next resume so I'm not end up being behind. But it's a little bit too much. Minimum viable project. Yeah, again, I don't need that. I don't care. If it's not in the keywords, I don't care. That's kind of what I want to break it down, is that if it's not in a keyword, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't. Now, what those keywords are going to change, but see, DevOps, I don't know. This person did not say anything. Okay. This is a resume of a DevOps engineer. This person told me absolutely nothing about their resume. They did not tell me anything or their ratio, so I'm reviewing this blind. All I know is they were a DevOps engineer / information security officer. Those are going to be different jobs, so I'm not going to review this as an information security officer. I'm going to review this only as a DevOps engineer because those are two separate resumes. So what we're going to be looking for in a DevOps engineer is CL pipelines, DevOps, SQL, cloud, multitask, multiple projects, Python, Bash, Ruby, PowerShell, Jenkins, GitLab, CI/CD, Azure, DevOps, which I put twice, but infrastructure as code. This is where you actually want AIC and tools such as Terraform, CloudFormation, Ansible, and Kubernetes. So let's check it out. Cloud and cybersecurity, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I don't need any of this. You do not need a summary. Unless you are changing industries, you are moving, or you need to explain a visa, you do not want a summary. It is just going to hold you back. All right, where is the education? The education should be at the top. So that is definitely what should happen here. Degrees matter to companies, and you need to put them up at the top. So education should be at the top. So, security and IT operations lead, achieved 100% audit readiness for ISO by leading, okay, don't care. Improve employee onboarding by 50%. Okay, that's not what I care about for Google, Jump Cloud, and Jira. Okay, provide incident response line through CloudTrail Guard Duty. I don't know what that is. Terraform, good. There's your first thing I actually cared about. GitHub Action CID. Okay, I don't care that you increased efficiency, but I do like that you at least use these. Also, this formatting is off. I don't know what this is, but oh, this person sent it as a JPEG. That's why. Yeah, you don't want to send it as a JPEG. The ATS may not be able to read it if it's a JPEG. I assume you just edited and then sent the JPEG to me, which is okay. But if you submit your resume, you do not want to do it as a JPEG. It may not, the ATSs may not read JPEGs. They read PDFs and Word docs. Everything else can be a little bit iffy. So, increased Terraform, DevOps, okay, by Jira workflows. Yeah, okay, so this is not good. There's way too much here. In addition, if you are in the United States, it's month first, then year. So you do want to put the month first and then the year, not the year and then the month. But these are mostly very bad bullet points. The DevOps market is, from what I understand, pretty good, but these are pretty terrible bullet points. So I don't care if you increased efficiency and consistency. You should use percentages in your resume sparingly. Very, very rarely do you want to use a 35% or 12% or 2% or 10% or 14%. When you have too many of them, it gets confusing. And you have a lot of stuff here I don't need. I will say maybe ISO. Some industries really care about ISO, so that might be okay. But the rest of this, like, I don't care about improved onboarding efficiency through automation of account provisioning and deprovisioning. That's not anything I'm looking at. This is what matters. If it's not in a keyword, it doesn't really matter. And you can find the keywords for your industry. You get about 10 to 15 good jobs that have the qualifications, not responsibilities, but qualifications, and then you look at the most common keywords. And those are the only thing that matters. So I don't care about CloudTrail or Jump Cloud or Google Workspace. I care about the basic part of cloud, like AWS or GCP. Or Azure. Streamlined DevOps. So yeah, it's not the worst because you have some of the stuff, but it's such a nightmare to read. Also, this should not be bolded. This should not be bolded. So is there anything here? Again, like I care about threat detection and response because that could be something. But I don't care about 50% by deploying Wazoo CM and refining firewall rules. So if it's not a part of the keywords, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how important you think it is. If the people are not looking for it, it doesn't matter. If you go to a restaurant and you order a burger and they give you the most amazing piece of sushi, it's still not what you ordered and you're going to be slightly upset. So focus. You need to focus on what this stuff is, because I'm fairly certain you're not having a great ratio for a good market because you're not having them. Because like I don't see any of this. Like, I don't know what this means and I don't care, right? Like it doesn't matter. You're missing this stuff. And look at the keywords for the jobs you're looking for. This is what actually matters, not the responsibilities, not the duties, the need to have the qualifications. So does this resume pass? I mean, it's not great, but the market's pretty good for DevOps, so they may move you forward anyway. But if the market was average to the rest of whatever, everybody else is dealing with, they probably wouldn't move you forward. So it's not a great resume. It could still get interviews because the job market is that good, but you really need to focus on what the actual keywords for your industry is. Remove the summary, replace it with your education. Let's move to the next resume. Next video. This is the end of this video. So I hope this has been helpful to everybody else. You can join me if you want to know where I get these keywords on my Twitch chat. Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST to about 2 on twitch.tv/Headless Headhunter. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm here to get you ahead of your job search. Okay. Let's see. Oh, Greenfield. I know Greenfield. I'm actually searching for a role involving Greenfield. Was really good. Enjoyed it. Got to learn to work with really cool. So I used to be an electrician before when I got my BS degree. She used a summary in that instance. What's your degree in? But yeah, I mean, I'd have to see the full resume, but if you were an electrician beforehand and they see that you have a bunch of projects listed, it's fine. Computer science, I mean, the degree itself is sort of the summary. Like if you just graduated with a degree like last year, that's okay. Because that is where you're like, oh, they went to the degree to get this. So unless you were transitioning back to electrical engineering, then I wouldn't put it in. Although do make sure your bullet points are going to be brain. Make sure that we see the skills that I'd want for them, but otherwise it's okay. You don't need to put a transition to that. I mean, that's probably right, Buggy. Again, like DevOps resumes DevOps can be 1,000 different things. That is what I've learned, is there is no singular DevOps, but this does seem more like the security officer than a DevOps, but they said DevOps engineer, so I reviewed it like a DevOps engineer. You don't care for puns, Clem? Well, puns don't care for you. I'm sorry. I love puns. The worse the pun, the better. I love them. I meant a construction electrician. I mean, I don't think it matters. And this feels like someone non-coding I'd be working. So, like, as an example, that was very rude of you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was very rude of me. So you only want it as an example. Like if you say, you know, obviously just you're not going to say this. So CS degree, everything is wrong here. CS degree 2025. That's fine. And then your first one is projects. And then project X and Y bullet points. So you're fine. You punished with more puns. So it's okay to you don't need a summary, Lobato, mainly because your degree is why you're going it. Now, if you say got your CS degree and then wanted to go back to electrical engineering, then you would need a summary. But in most cases, you want your work experience first, but that's not the case if it's not related. So you would put your projects first, and they would understand. You may still want the electrician because it shows tenure, but that's going to be farther along in the resume so that they know that you're transitioning from that. Okay, business intelligence. Even though my past title is not data analyst, core, I've never had issues in Brazil. Okay. All right, hold on. We're gonna see what this is. Okay, I don't... Okay, then good. You're fine, Lobato. That's fine. Lobotomy. Also, the OC programs are really good on the AI track. Okay. What? So wait, are they a data... Are they... I don't know if I have enough information to properly review this. Don't huff at me! Don't huff at me. He just went... Ugh. Can I look in Sweden? I don't know if I can. This is a business intelligence analyst. Okay. So they said, even though my past titles are not, that's my core. I've been doing environmental issues Brazil. How? I mean, I don't know if I can. Is this a business? Okay, whatever. I'm gonna try to do what I can with this. This person is in Sweden. So, let's check it out. That is... Did I spell Sweden wrong? Yes, I did. I would like to visit Sweden. Power BI. SQL. Fluency in language. Nope, that's in Swedish. That is also in Swedish. This is also in Swedish. I mean, I didn't really think they'd be... I'm actually shocked that we found more in English than we have. I thought there'd be like one. See, data warehousing? Probably data warehousing. Right, Swedish. Well, you know what? I can at least use these. That's not... Oh, gosh. my good God. Alright, what the hell are we looking for here? Alright, can I see any of the keywords? I see Power BI, I see Python, I see PowerPoint. I assume that's MS Office? Let's see. This is ridiculous. Does anybody read Swedish? Cloud. Yeah, I had a professor that went there and he absolutely loved it to go to school. So, what is the OMSCS? Is that like a master's or is this MS Office? Online masters. Okay, it's supposed to be very good. That's neat. Okay, so this is going to be cloud. Maybe ETL? Because that's a developer. Weirdly enough, I think this is good. I think I might have found it. It's just, I don't know if that's the right section, but it's just this is ridiculous. All right, this I saw a lot, so this is so silly. Really? I did not know that, Buggy. That's awesome. Okay, I guess Quilk sense. All right, let's review it. This is ridiculous. All right, so that is from video 1662. All right, let's do 662. That's neat that y'all are going there. Watch, y'all are going to all connect and you're going to create like the biggest app ever. You're going to create like AI 2.0 or something. This is a resume of a business intelligence analyst. So they are specifically in Sweden. And I did what I could with these keywords. They should be mostly correct, but I don't speak Swedish, and half of them were in Swedish, and the other half were slightly different. But from what I can tell, the Swedish keywords for business intelligence analyst are Power BI, SQL, fluency in the language of Sweden, data warehousing, Python, PowerShell, PowerPoint, cloud, SSIS, SSRS, SSAS, and ClickSense. Those were the most common things that I found. Bear, I thank you. Do not lick my hand. I'm now full of slobber. So with the full disclosure that I am a US-based recruiter and I have never been to nor recruited in Sweden, although I would like to on both of those, let's try to review this resume. They said they relocated to Sweden because of their spouse, and they're being ghosted in half the applications and auto replies with thank you for your interest in the other half. They've tried a one-page CV, and some Swedish recruiters said this is not the best model here, that I should worry about having more details about my experience, and that's why I'm trying a longer CV. So, size of your resume largely doesn't matter. I assume what they're saying is not that your resume was one page was the problem, but you did not give me enough details about your job duties. So, again, with the caveat that I've never been to Sweden or recruited there, and this advice may not translate to Sweden. It works so far in Africa, the UK, and Canada, but I don't know if this works in Sweden. Let's begin. So, Data analyst with over 9 years of BI and finance. Okay, so first off, the biggest issue is you told me business intelligence analyst. Business intelligence analyst can be different than a data analyst. These are the business intelligence analyst keywords. Make sure your job title the resume is tailored to the specific job title, because it's possible that in Sweden, data analyst and business analyst have different duties. So economics, okay, I don't need the summary, personal details, that's fine. So your formatting is way off. I don't like any of this. This is hard as heck to read. So you want to use this formatting. This is the formatting that will get you a job. I swear this is the best formatting. It works across multiple places. Hopefully it works in Sweden. You want to make it look like this, okay? Doesn't have to be one page. You can go longer. That's fine, but it should look like this. So because everything is a nightmare in this, I'm going to ignore this because this is hard as heck to read. So 2024, that's fine. Private Brazilian. Okay, I don't care about this. MBA in data science, bachelor's degree in economics, that's fine. So yeah, you only want this to be 3 lines. 3 lines max. This whole thing should be 3 lines. And then, geez Louise, this font is so huge. You want to use 10.5 Arial. Everything should be 10.5 Arial except for your contact information. Hyper-range data, delivered multiple analysis, conducted quarterly metrics changes, automated market risks. I don't care about any of this except for daily dashboards, but they may not see it. There it is. Develop dashboards in Power BI integrated with Excel, SQL, and Python. This is why you're having problems, right? I don't need any of this except for 3 lines for your education. All of this I don't care about until you get to this, which is right here. This, page 3, is the first thing I actually care about in your resume. That's why you're not getting anything, and why you're getting rejected is your resume doesn't have what I need to move you forward with. I don't care that you led the annual governance revision of investment and risk policies. I'm looking for Power BI, SQL, fluency in the language of Swedish, data warehousing, Python, PowerShell, PowerPoint Cloud, SSIS, SSRS, SSAS, and ClickSense. I also assume there is going to be a couple of soft skills that I could not find because I could not speak Swedish. So there's probably going to be another 2 bullet points of soft skills there, which is going to be like, you know, how you worked with stakeholders or something, I assume. But this is your problem. I can't do anything with this because why would you have the only thing I actually care about on page 3? Page 3 is not where you want your first bullet points. I need to see how your qualifications here, right here. Your first bullet point should show some qualifications. Your second bullet point should show more qualifications. Your education should only be 3 lines maximum. I don't see a reason why you would have it more. Not page 3. So this resume doesn't work on anything. Your formatting is way off, and I believe you're misunderstanding what they're saying. Is they're not saying you need a longer resume. They're saying we cannot find these keywords or qualifications in your resume and would like more details about how and the reason and the result you use them. That is going to be the problem here, not that it's 5 pages or something. Maybe Sweden's very different, but I'm going to bet you $1 that what they're saying is what I said. So I will take that bet. Is that what they're looking for is this stuff or equivalent to this. So you need to scrap all of this and redo most of it. Yeah, all of it, because there's like nothing here. And remake it like this. I need to see how you used those keywords and the result and the reason you use those keywords. That is how you need to do it. That is your problem. They're not finding it. They just don't find what they need. In addition, as language may matter, at the very top after your contact information, you can have fluency in languages and you can put it right here. So your problem is not the size of your resume, it's the content of your resume. So fix those things, start applying, and you should be getting way more interviews. I would love to know the result of that after you see this video, because I bet it's because you don't have anything. And these bullet points are awful. Like, I don't care about what this is. I kind of care about dashboards. I don't care about... I could care about this, but what were the result of those, right? You don't tell me enough. You don't tell me how, like, the result or the reason you did it. So it's too broad. It doesn't tell me what I want. And you told me business intelligence analyst, and yet you also said data analyst. So I need you to pick one or two. So do that, resubmit your resume, and hopefully my advice will work in Sweden, which again, I assume it would, but maybe Sweden's very different. Let's go to the next resume. All right, back. Biggest structure algorithm, there's a list for it. OMC. Hey, Emerald. Quick question. I'm an early career software engineer who primarily focuses on back-end development, Java. Okay, good. But I also work with Angular and occasionally build front-end components. Would I still accurately describe myself as a back-end engineer? At what point is it more appropriate to consider myself full stack? It doesn't matter. Companies' views on full stack are going to be different. Some of them want a pure back end that can barely do front end, and some want entirely front end that can barely do back end. You should have two resumes, one for back end Java engineer specifically, and one for full stack. But you don't decide if you're good enough for the company. Decide if the company's good enough for you, because I'm sure some of those companies don't care if you know a ton of one or the other. But I would apply to both of them with two separate resumes. Is some companies, yep, exactly. So if you're in the US, the keywords for a Java engineer are here. Here are keywords for Java. If you're in the US, again, most of this stuff is based in the US because I am a US developer. Oh no, I fully deleted my full stack keywords. Let me redo those. Okay, hold on. This isn't good. There we go. It should be this. There we go. These are the full stack keywords. Haha. Did not copy paste, just deleted it. Hey, Uber. And these are the keywords for full stack. All right, so this is 1662. 1662. One and two and three and four and five. Okay, so I have a day or two of this. So those are the differences. All right, what is the next? Data analyst. This person put in a screenshot. Ugh. Okay. Ah, gross. All right, hold on. I gotta go to the I Love PDF thing to. PDF. Ugh. This website is a lifesaver. I wish I could do an ad for them. Oh, shoot. I should have kept... which one was the latest one? This one is 1661. I need to do that here. Thumbnail. All right, so screenshot. What? Okay. I was here for less than 10 minutes and already getting a lot. Thanks, dude. No worries. I am glad to help. We have an ad in a couple of minutes, and I'm going to go. Bear, I said ad, not stand up. And then I'm going to go to the restroom real quick, and then I'll be back. Oh my god, this formatting. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate everything you've done to me. This was 1663. Okay. And this is a data analyst. Data analyst. Am I actually going to be able to say analyst, or am I going to say something incorrect? I always miss-say. That's the problem with my dyslexia. I always miss-say something. Oh my god. Am I going to be able to... Okay. Well, I hate all of this, but I will be right back. Give me like 3-4 minutes. Okay, can you move? Do not trip me. Alright, I'm going to walk beside you. I do not want you to move over and try to trip me like you normally do. Okay? I'm giving you face pets. Don't huff at me. Why are you huffing? Why are you huffing? Ah! Okay. I tripped, but that wasn't your fault there. I tripped over this thing over here. Why is this here? Ah! Can I help you, Bear? Yeah, hi. Bear didn't trip me that time. That was my own fault. I just fell over a briefcase that was near the bed for some reason. Hi, can I help you? Go get the light. Go get it. You want the treat or the light? You're going to get both eventually. So. But I am glad that you got some help already, Emerald. Feel free to ask me any other question you want. I just am not able to respond to chat while I'm reviewing a resume itself. So. Go get it. Go get it. Oh, you almost got it. Oh, almost got it. Get it. You're not going to get it? What is with you today, huh? What is with you? Come here, you have a fluffy face. Ah, blah, 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 blah. Hi. No, you don't get to kiss me. I know where that tongue's been. I don't like it. I kiss you on the forehead. That's the only kisses you get. You have a floppy face. You have a floppy face. I have not heard with Search with Jack. What is that? All right. Let's review this resume. Oh, God, this is a nightmare to read. All right. 3, 2, 1. This is a resume of a data analyst. And what we're going to be looking for in a data analyst is SQL, Excel, macros, pivot tables, MS, Office, Tableau. I hate that word so much. I never remember it. Power BI, data visualization, AI, ML, Python, PySpark, R, subject matter expert, SME, presenting to both technical and non-technical stakeholders, and multitask. So this person has a 150-to-1 ratio, which is very not good. That is, it takes them 150 applications to get a single interview. So let's see what's wrong with this resume, because something is seriously wrong. If that is the what is this? This is an abomination. Okay. Wow. So a couple of things. One, this person sent this to me as a JPEG. Never send your resume as a JPEG. People get confused on what ATSs can and cannot do. Not all of them can parse JPEGs. If it's a PDF, you're good. If it's a Word doc or the Google version of the Word doc, you're fine. But JPEGs, maybe not. So this is a nightmare. And I'm going to have to scroll in because this hurts my eyes to read. So I'm sorry for what this is going to look like, but this is what they sent. And it is a nightmare incarnate. So what you want to do is use this formatting. I would recommend always using this formatting. because this is easy to read, and it's simple, and it's basic, and it gets people interviews. All right, you want it to be simple and easy. So formatting is all wrong. Let's look at the content. All right, I know everybody can't see it, but on my screen it's zoomed in a little bit better, so it's the best I can do for this. All right, I don't care about the summary. Summaries can be deleted. They do not matter. Also, where is your education? Your education should be at the top. Wow, you have a lot. That's really impressive. Okay, so you're very smart. Normally you want your language, oh my gosh, I cannot speak today. Normally you want your education to be 3 lines. You have a lot of here. I would pick 3 and then also keep your certificates. So this is a little bigger than I'd like, but some of these might be related if you're going into sports management. Otherwise, I would leave it out. And I don't think you need the general... I don't think you need your bachelor's. So I would just keep your 3 masters, which is insanely impressive. Wow. And your certificates. And then but they should be up at the top anyway in a different formatting. So, develop classification models using machine learning algorithm in Python to predict transplant rejections using post-operative data, improving graph. Again, I don't think there's anything there I need. I mean, machine learning maybe because AI is hot right now. But I do have Python, but it still needs more. Design and implemented ETL workflows. Do I care about ETL, which is extract, transform, and load? I don't believe I do. Using SQL, I should care. I do care about SQL. Python to extract, clean it. Every single person has ETL, but it's not needed unless you're... Gosh, I forgot. What is the one where it's needed? ETL is needed in 1 or 2, but everybody puts it down. But most people don't need it. ETL is in a data engineer. So data engineers do need ETL. If you're not a data engineer, you probably shouldn't put it on your resume. Build dynamic Power BI. Okay, that's good. Dashboards actually do visualize KPI surface properly. I mean, that's fine. Honestly, some of these are not terrible. I'm honestly wondering if it's just because you're using a JPEG and your formatting so awful they can't find it. Although I will say your first sentence is largely irrelevant because I only see Python. And you have ETL, which I don't need. Design and executive A/B testing. Don't care about A/B testing. So, yeah, machine learning is good and Python is okay because it is on the list. But I need more, right? Like, where's your Excel? Because you also don't have much here. You have, again, Python. So... to count, I have machine learning, Python, and Power BI, and data visualization. So in the first half of your resume, I have 4. You may have other stuff on this list, but the formatting is so awful I cannot find it. And remember, I have 15 seconds. That's all I get. I do these videos for way longer. That's like 35 times longer than I do. I'm able to. So again, dashboards, but you already covered. Power BI, SQL. Did you cover SQL earlier? You did. So again, 4. Still have 4. Again, I don't care about ETL. Python is good. Pandas, Airflow, maybe. Data tracking, foundational design, machine learning. Again, it's entirely this. Where's your Excel? Where's your MS Office? Where's that? I mean, that's kind of the big things I'm missing. I honestly think that your formatting is so awful that they can't find it. So... let's see. Is there anything else I'm missing? Because some of these are not terrible. I think what they're doing is they're reading ETL, and they think you're not a data analyst. So your bullet points are not terrible, right? They're not great, but they're not bad. Because the biggest problem, like I said, I've only sent 4 of them. When I need about 75% of these. So this, I think, is a good sentence with the exception of the ETL. The problem is, and this is what I'm going to say, is I think your formatting is so awful they're not seeing it. Or alternatively, you're applying late because data analyst isn't a very hot market. And the later it takes you to apply, the worse your chances. So you need to apply to jobs pretty quick because people view resumes in the order they come in. That's it. First come, first serve. So, to summarize, and let me just make sure I get all of this right, because there is a lot. Your formatting is awful. It should not be in a JPEG. I assume you are applying to jobs too late, because your bullet points are not terrible. They're actually okay, but I am missing a couple of stuff here. So I need to find 75% of that in the first half of your first page. In addition, your education should be up at the top, and you should not have all of this. I assume probably combine these, remove the sports management, remove the bachelor's, and then add the certificates, so that way you have 3 lines. But yeah, I think this is a formatting and you're applying too late, because ATS will sort you in the order you applied. And if you are candidate number 120 and they find who they needed, a candidate 102, they're not going to keep looking. So apply early, apply fast, clean up these bullet points, fix your formatting, use the format I have, and move the education up at the top. Keep it to 3 or 4 lines if you can, and you should be getting way more than 150. So let's go to the next one. Let's see. Another job board, you can set some keywords for job titles, but you got to buy credits. Ew. But I do like that it's that you can search by keywords. I feel like that's missing for a lot of jobs, is being able to search by keywords. Yep, a JPEG. This was sent to me as a JPEG. The third experience graduate assistant first point has Excel in it. Yeah, no one's gonna find that. That's there's a reason I only did the first one and the first half. No one's gonna go down there and find Excel like that. To shreds, you say? Good news, everybody. I mean, the formatting's awful, but I truly think this person is probably applying too late. That's my guess, is because this is not 150 to 1 resume. So something is off in how they're applying, because this is not good, but it's not terrible. I would say this should probably be getting maybe 180. Not 180, 1 to 80, but the fact that it's getting that much means something is critically wrong with the application process. Or alternatively, their phone number's wrong, which can always be the case, which I probably should have mentioned. That has happened to people before, where they've sent it in and then the phone number has been wrong. So you always got to check your phone number. Let's see. So what is the next? A technical program manager. This is 166. Okay, I like this formatting a little bit better. Nope, don't delete it. Hide it. That's how we use our Excel sheets, Lee. All right, that's a lot. All right. Did they dox themselves? All right, this is in Word. Time to translate this back to a PDF, which you can send it in Word or PDF. It doesn't matter. I prefer PDF to me because I have to use the I Love PDF website to translate it back into it, which is so happy I've found that website. Okay. No doxing, no doxing. Because, yeah, remember, I got 15 seconds. That's the problem. I spend, what, if these videos are 5 to 8 minutes, I spend literally 40 times longer than I can. Bear, what am I doing? Look at them. Look at them. Look at the audience. Stop trying to run. You cannot escape me. I've got you. So do I have technical program manager? I believe I do. It's been a bit. Technical account manager. Wait, is this a program or a project? Oh, I hate all of these. Program. Okay, so technical program manager. I don't. Is this the same as a normal program manager? I don't know. All right. Cool. Spelled everything wrong there. Thank you, Grammarly. I appreciate it. Responsibility as a subject matter, as it translates to the. Sorry, I leave this. What? Okay, I don't know why you told me that. Did this person think this is an application? No, they removed their contact information. They gave me their responsibilities in the notes section. That's weird. All right, I don't understand why they did that. And United States. They do. Everybody wants to be Bear's friend. Yeah. You're good with everybody. Except squirrels. And probably cats. Yeah. Look at you and your little tail wag. Look at your little tail wag. Look at the tail. It's like a helicopter. So that is my project for this weekend, is to hopefully get this camera in a better place. I'm like wondering if it should be like here. Like if I get like a selfie stick or something and put it up above my head so that it's like that so you can see him better. So, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing with it yet. Or like move this out a little bit. Maybe that's the key. Put something on the desk that holds it. Okay, hi Bear. Hi. I love you too. Alright, I'm behind. Let me review this. Alright. Escalation. Well, they messed up on this. So they thought this would underline on the job posting, but apparently it does not. That's kind of funny. Alright. Is this even the qualifications? I can't even tell. These are not good. 3 days ago, 12 people applied. That's actually pretty solid. All right. Industry. So like SaaS. Vendor management. You know what? Let me just redo this because I think it's been a very long time since I've redone it anyway. I should. I always got to keep updating them, which I hate. I wish they would stay the same, but they do not. Okay, so we want managing complex partner vendor relationships. SaaS, IT, healthcare, etc. Those are going to have all different ones. Managing contracts, which are service level agreements. What is SLA? I should know this. This is my industry. SLA is service level agreements. Yeah, service level agreements. And then we want this. Noise, program, product. Stop running. Let me pet you. Let me pet you. Why are you running? Program, prioritize, juggle deadlines, see task. Then we have GitHub, Jira, G Suits, GitHub. Okay. Here it is. Actually, I think this is a very good bullet point in general. So I'm going to keep this, which is ability to partner with, influence, and drive, which I actually really like how they said that. I started in January 2000. I don't remember. I feel like I wrote some corporate answer like, I want to expand my career. I hate those specific corporate answers. I know, buddy. I know. I have a genuine question. Do you believe resumes are overrated? What? What do you mean overrated? I think resumes are the best of the worst systems that we have. So, but, you know, but I'm not sure I fully understand what you mean by overrated. Cover letters are... I hate cover letters. I don't think cover letters should be there. So if you want to rephrase that, DHD... Wish resumes are more like CVs, one standard structure. Yeah, I would like that too. I mean, people obsess over ideal resumes. People give too much attention in making it perfect. Then no. I don't... I mean, they're not overrated in that regard. You need a good resume, unfortunately. But it's not only the resume. The resume's entire purpose is to get you an interview, and there's also the speed at which you apply. But unfortunately, no. Resumes are your primary way of getting interviews. The problem is perfect is relative. Yeah, Microsoft Office. But you do need a good resume. Yeah, I have it there. Agile, okay. Probably how you something. Just popping in to say thanks. I made my resume nice and boring. Tweets and things all periodized, and I start my new job tomorrow. Yes! There you go, DHD. You have... Everybody give them a congratulations. You have immediate feedback onto if they work or not, and the answer is yes. Yes, they do. Moss Badger, I appreciate it. I'm glad you stopped by to let us know. If you could do me a favor, if you could scroll down to the very bottom of my website right here, and just leave me a testimonial, I would appreciate it. So, but I'm very glad you're starting your new job tomorrow. I am happy. And that is sort of the problem I'm going to have with this channel, is I get my viewers jobs and I stream during work. So I'll constantly need new people because I keep getting them jobs with how good I am at making the resumes. So yes, DHD, resumes are important. Also, I'm yet to start a job. I'm in college right now, so my question was genuine, if I should work on mastering it rather than my personal beliefs. What do you mean personal belief? Look, so I don't know what you believe about a resume, so I don't know how to, you know, tell you about that. But resumes are one thing and one thing only. They are minimum qualification documents, okay? Their only purpose is to show you meet the minimum qualifications. Everybody will be like, oh, you need to brag. You need to be the best. You need to do this. They're minimum qualification documents. They need to be boring, exactly like Moss Badger said. Boring, basic, simple, easy to read, gets you a job. So I do believe resumes are important. I wish they weren't. I hate them with a burning passion, shockingly. But they are the best way of getting an interview. And the interview is how you get a job. So it doesn't matter. Just make sure you write it as a minimum qualification document and not like a personal manifesto of how good you are. Managing contracts, and then is that the same? That's kind of the same. Yeah, I feel like complex partner vendor relationships contracts is the same. Yeah, no worries. I mean, you know, I don't like resumes. I will be the first to say that. When I was in college, a teacher made a very, 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 very important impression on me. Is we had to read the book Into the Wild by Chris McCandless. And I hated that book. I hated all of that book. And she wanted us to write like 4 or 5 pages on that book. It might have been even 10 pages. So, like APIs would be pretty good here. And like I said, I hated it. And my thought was she loved that book, and that's why she wants us to read it. So at the end of the semester, she got that book and she said, this book, Chris McCandless, Into the Wild, what do you all think I think of this book? I made this entire class has been based on this book. What do you believe I think of this book? And everybody's like, oh, she thinks it's her favorite, and everybody's like that. And she said, what I think of this book is that it's absolutely crap. And then she physically threw it into the trash can and said, if you can write about this, Drek, you can write about anything. And she was 1,000% right. And I love that teacher. She unfortunately passed away, but she made a huge impact on how I write stuff, which is, yeah, you need to be able to write about stuff that's absolutely boring and terrible. And that was it. So if you can write about a horribly boring thing, you can write about anything. So I will always thank that teacher, and she holds a dear place in my heart. So, hey, Twitch and Ruffled. But yeah, that's what she thinks of Chris McCandless Into the Wild. I also think it's a terrible book. But I was able to write a very important thing about it, and because of that, it taught me how to do stuff. Same thing with resumes. I don't like resumes. That's my secret. I hate these things. I despise resumes. I hate writing them. I hate having to fix them. And I built an entire channel on it, but I know how to do it. So I think they are terrible ways to describe how qualified a candidate is, but it is the most common method, and it is the best way to get a position. Secured a grant for 60 hours of recorded programming content. Nice! I read. Not a ton. I'm usually pretty picky, like Warhammer 40k or fantasy novels or detective stuff, but mostly I haven't had a huge chance to read a lot of stuff, but I do read a lot. I used to read a lot. I think this is it. I think I'm just finding the exact same keywords. So, all right, let's look at this resume. Barry, you are looking in the wrong direction. Yes. Yes, you are. Okay. Can I give you a forehead kiss? Come here. Get closer. Stop. Come here. Come here. You get a forehead kiss before I start. Not mouth, because you're gross. You always try to lick me, and I don't like that. Okay? Forehead kisses. That's what you get. I like reading nonfiction, philosophy, even though I academically learned business. That's neat. That should short a month's rent right now, but I'm making good moolah now. Good. That's awesome that you're doing that. Do you have, so it's like, what is, describe that a little bit more. So like, are you going to be like on the YouTubes or whatever? Like, how are you doing it? Yeah, and that's part of the problem, DHD, is the resumes are not here to show how good you are. They're show to meet the minimum qualification. Good exercise, better get opinions from YouTubers, right? Good, yeah, go, describe what you did. Shout your win. My favorite faction, it's tough. Orcs are one of my favorites because I think they're the best version of orcs ever. I like Gene Stealers because I have a morbid fascination with parasites. And individuals, though, is Belarus Call and Trazyn and Uthrak. I always forget his name, but the orc boss they had 2 books about. Whoa! Yeah, I like, faction-wise, orcs first, then it's probably Gene Stealers. Okay, his books are great, though. He is mid until you read his books, and he's amazing. He, very specifically, hijacks a stage, and in the process of fighting for his life, devotes precious resources to making the music and sound and lights beat in time to his speech so it's more dramatic. His books are amazing. Same with Uthrak, Scraghammer or whatever, and Trazen. Read the great work in Gene Father. Those are phenomenal. Love the orcs. Yeah, I love them. Honestly, I don't mind getting opinions if I find a perspective better what I believe in or something. Good. And that's what college is for, is to learn that stuff. All right. So we may get cut off a little bit with this ad, but I gotta do this. So I will go back to chat after this. These are going to be the keywords for technical program manager, because there's keywords for these. But it's probably going to be mainly based on the industry, technical. And normally I don't like doing reviews when we're going to get cut off by an ad, but I need to do it. So orcs are great. Orcs are best because even when they lose, they win. And their books are great. I also love Makari. Yeah, exactly. I'm with Twitch and Ruffled. You always have to, I'm always open to knowing if I'm wrong because I want to change it. So, and I get a lot of people say I'm wrong a lot. And I do take a lot of those concerns actually, am I incorrect or are they incorrect? And then I go through the situation in my head. So, let's do this. Sorry for the getting cut out a little bit, but this is a resume of a technical program manager, which is different than a project manager, which is different than a product manager. And there's 1,000 different ones. But we don't know this person's ratio. Their notes did not say anything about that. What we're going to be looking for is industry. So this is a big one, and it's not one I can easily do. A lot of it was software engineering industry, in which case you're going to want SaaS, SaaS, you're going to want APIs, you're going to want SDLC, but if you do stuff for healthcare, it's going to be different, and APIs for software. So this is going to be industry specific, and I cannot list them all out because it's going to be different for each industry. But what was similar was managing complex partner and vendor relationships and contracts, the ability to partner with, influence, and drive collaboration amongst cross-functional and cross-regional teams. Basically, you are not their boss. You still need them to do something across different teams. How do you get them to do it? That's what that means. SLAs, which are service level agreements, and negotiation processes with vendors. Service level agreements are basically how do I describe that pretty easily? The contract of what you're going to be doing and your team is going to be doing. That's not exactly correct, but it's close enough. Then we want the actual tools. So it's Salesforce, Jira, G Suite, Excel, Office, Slack, and GitHub. They really want to see Agile or Scrum, or Agile and Scrum, and that you can multitask. So that's quite a lot, but let's see if they have it. Okay, this formatting is not great. So this whole thing can get deleted. Again, you do not need a summary. I think that is the most common advice that I fight back amongst the most. You do not need a summary unless you are switching industries, you are relocating, or you need to explain a visa. It's not needed. Most candidates do not need a summary. It just takes up space at best. At worst, it's actually actively detrimental. Same with skills sections. Both of them should be deleted. You cannot just say vendor engagement. You have to say how you did it and the reason and result of that, which you would say under here. So, formatting, like I said, should look like this. It's not. There's so much wrong here formatting-wise. Education should be at the top, along with your certificate. And, oh my gosh, your languages! You know Spanish and English. That's very important. You know how hard it is to find somebody for bilingual for a role specifically? It's an absolute nightmare. It's exceptionally tough. You need to put that up at the top. So it's going to be first, last name, phone number, email, LinkedIn, and portfolio. Then it's going to be, if you are a U.S. citizen, a green card holder, that in city and state. And then it's going to be fluent in English and Spanish. That is massive. That alone could get you positions. Then it's going to be your education. And then in the education part, you're going to put your certificate. So it's going to be AWS Cloud Practitioner and then Business Administration. All right, and then it's going to go directly to professional experience and accomplishments, which are going to fix the formatting according to this or this guide right up here, which is on my website, How to Get a Job. It works. It's really, really good. I made it. I need to fix the grammar, but it really, really works. So let's look at the actual bullet points, because that's more important than the formatting, but it's still good to have good formatting. Manage an international team. Good. You want to use past tense for everything. Complex issues and enterprise system for high profile clients. Consider for root cause. Okay, so this is not good. You started this off actually really strong. I like managed an international team, but how big was that team? I want to see manage an international team of X where we solved issues cross-functionally, such as blankety 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 blank, because I don't know what this is. I don't know if you've solved software issues. I don't know if you've solved issues involving potatoes. I don't know if you solved issues involving burgers. You did not tell me. Again, I do these reviews before I have lunch, and that is probably a mistake. Served as a senior technical lead and subject matter expert on multiple tenant API integration platforms. That's actually really good. Connecting. This should be your first sentence. This is a really good one. And then roll these in together. So, served as the senior technical lead of a team of X cross globally, or whatever it was called, a cross-functional team of X, where I solved problems involving the API. You should roll these into one. This is actually a really solid bullet point. The problem is they're not going to see it because these are terrible. So, advised on enterprise-wide transfer role legacy systems model with AWS. AWS is good, but I'd like a little bit more here. So, particularly about like how you did it, these are not terrible. Led agile development cycles, oversaw major planning release updates to executive stakeholders. That's good. Yeah, these are actually not terrible. If your formatting was better, you'd immediately get more stuff. And if you roll these into one, what's probably happening is they see all this, they skip it, they see this, don't see what they need, then they miss the next bullet point, and then they go here because they don't see what they need, and then they reject you. But these are not terrible bullet points. Coordinated cross-functional onshore offshore teams using AWS collaborate. This is good. Yeah, your bullet points are good. This should be higher up. I actually really like this. Proactively manage risk, stakeholder building, and structure weekly reviews. Again, that's solid. So I would like a little bit more about like maybe SLAs. I'd like a little bit more about like any of these G Suite, Excel, Office, Slack, the tools you've used. I'd like more about, well, this SDL, SDLC. You cannot just say it here. You need to say it here. So this is not bad. The formatting is very bad and it's hurting your chances, but your bullet points are actually pretty solid. So I think you just need to clean them up. I would say on average, assuming you're applying on time, this is probably a 1 in 40 resume, 1 in 45, maybe a little bit better. But if you fix the formatting, clean up the bullet points, you could probably get 1 in 15, 1 in 10, because this is what they're looking for. Your formatting's off and you need to clean it up a little bit, but it's not terrible. So overall, good job with the bullet points. I actually like them. So let's go to the next resume. Let's see. Honestly, don't make any opinion. This doesn't make sense. I'm going to throw a curveball. League of Votin? Really? I know nothing about the League of Votin. I know they're like the dwarves. Can you tell me about the League of Votin? Because I know nothing about them. They are not mentioned in any of the books I've read, from like Caiaphas Cain to the Infinite and the Divine and that kind of stuff. But I know they're like the dwarves or something, or they're humans. More of a Space Marines, Dark Angel, Death Guard. I love the Death Guard. The Death Guard book was so good. It's $700, but I found it in the library and I read the Death Guard book, The Lords of Silence. I love that book. I want to see more of with Vox. They are so good. I know why I know this is wrong, so I win. Exactly. That's exactly an orc thinking. DHD is when I'm wrong, I learn more and then I win. And orcs are, if we fight, we win, and if we don't fight, we run away to win again. So I like that. Heard the Kings of Pig. I want to hear the Kings of Pig. I need to actually listen to that story because I love the Death Guard. Alpha Legion. It's a victory, so don't kind of suck and toss. Bruv, I speak 3 by default and also a bit of Japanese. Dude, I don't know how people learn so many languages. I am so terrible at languages. I wish I was bilingual, trilingual, or anything else. I wish I learned Spanish or Mandarin or Japanese. I just have trouble with languages. My Spanish definitely isn't strong enough to put on a resume. Fair. I default in India. Ugh. Well, maybe it's different in India than it is in the U.S. Because I know in the U.S. it's mostly people just speak English, so they really want other languages. Have your lunch, be a more favorable judge. No, even I need to do it. I need to, if anything, I need to starve myself more so that I'm harsher on people. Oh, they do love League of Vote into the rebanded squats. They preserve Data Tech and their gods are super quant. Oh, okay. That makes sense. That's neat. That is very neat. Do y'all play the mobile game? I play it. It's still like a mobile cash grab for a bit, but I really like Tacticus. It's fun. I want more Death Guard. I have a full Mechanicus team and a full Thousand Suns team. And I need more Gene Stealers. I'm going to get the Legendary Patriarch. Dark with AI and Ironkin. Interesting. So, have you read the Bellaris Call book, which I know I'm not pronouncing right, of where he and his things with AI? Because if Gilliman knew exactly what that man was doing, he would probably be executed for heresy. Because, oh my gosh, Call and AI is so darn funny. It is. I mean, it's not... It's like a normal gacha game where they try to do it, so if you have gambling issues, don't do it, but I actually like it. Yeah, Call Inferior, who is actually just AI. So, kind of. Call is great. And then he has a Necron Chronomancer basically in his room, where he plays chess with, that if he gets it wrong, he dies. Chronomancer, that's what they were. Alright, so this is... I love Call. Call is great. I mean, he says that, but I think it's an abominable intelligence. I think he just says that. I was considering academia, so my current position full-time pre-doctoral researcher with the official, but my job is data engineering and applied science. I'm looking to transition from academia, so data scientist. Data scientist. Okay, what do I should have a data scientist. There we go. Boop. No, stay. I didn't say move, Bear. Regicide with a Chronomancer? Yes. The Death Guard book is good. It's $700 on Amazon. Check your libraries. I found one in LA. So there is a single copy in the LA library that I read. I'm not rich enough to spend on the models. I just like the lore. So, but the Death Guard book was phenomenal. Oh yeah, they do have it in TTGB. That's fair. I love Tabletop Simulator. I play Arkham Horror on that. Alright, is there anything else I need on this? I don't think so. Let's begin for the data analyst. No, data scientist, lead data scientist. That's what it's called. 3, 2, 1. This is a review of a data scientist. So this person has a 100-to-1 ratio, which is not good at all. Remember, a 1 to 50, while not great, is a C-. It still passes. This is a fail, so let's see why this fails and what we need to do to make it easier for them. They're considering academia, but they're trying to move into corporate out of academia. That makes sense. So what we're going to be looking for is your degree, Python, R, SQL, industry. This is going to, again, change. It could be healthcare. It could be software engineering. It could be oil, petroleum, cheese sandwich melts. I don't know. Explain, and then you need to explain stuff to non-technical folks. Basically, you have to explain people that can't turn on their monitor what you do and why you do and what the data means. All right, I don't know what the data means. You have to describe it to me, and you can't just be like, well, Lee, this is a 13% increase of a 14% if you hyperflip the flabooble. All you need to do is the dubooble, and that makes no sense to me. You need to use like really basic metaphors. Like what I say about the difference between internal and external recruiting is it's kind of like internal is being like a fry cook where you have 150 burgers, fries, and shakes you need to get out within 30 minutes, while external is more like bespoke, and it's like a 1-star to 3-star restaurant where you're not making a lot, but what you are doing is highly precise and expert and very, very good. So hopefully that was a good metaphor. And then you would also need to influence stakeholders and work cross-functionally. Cloud, AWS, GCP, or Azure, whichever ones. Business analysis, modeling, business analytics, HCP, I don't know what that is, but I saw it in a bunch. And bonus, AI, LLM, ML, NLP, Spark, Skibbity Learn, Pandas, NumPy, and Git. I hate IT terms. So, let's see what they're missing. And is there anything else I'm missing before I begin? No. So, this is too long. Yeah, I don't care about this. Graduated summa cum laude is good, so this can be 2 lines. This should be 1 line. So your formatting's off. Use this formatting. Again, it should be in the description below. I can also link it in the comments along with my guide if anybody wants that, which you should. It's helpful. But yeah, this is too long. This should be 3 lines max, all of this together. So 2 for the MS, 1 for the BS. Then this formatting is off. Nothing here should be bolded, but let's see about the actual thing. Optimized and expanded a data pipeline for 22 billion telecommunication Polaris, reducing total processing time from 4 weeks to 4 days. That's nothing of what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for Polaris. I don't know what that is. I assume it's cold. I'm looking for what's up here. That's nothing at all of what I'm looking for. And even as a summary sentence, it's not great because you didn't explain what that, I don't know what that is. What is a data pipeline? I don't know. You didn't tell me. Well, what does it mean expanding it? Why do you want to do it? Is 22 billion a lot? I assume so, but maybe not. So integrated drought conflicted land use data with telecommunication resulting in a polished data set. This is impressive to you, but not to people reading this. This may be a very important thing, but you're not, this is not what we're looking for, right? Like, remember, it doesn't matter if you give them the best hamburger in the world if they're looking for sushi, right? If you go to a sushi place and you order sushi and they give you a hamburger, you're going to be upset. That's the same thing here. This is not Python. There's no industry. Telecommunications is an industry, so I'm okay with that. There's no stakeholders, there's no cross-functional, there's no simplifying it, there's no cloud, there's no business analysis, there's no modeling, there's no analytics, there's no AI, there's nothing there. Estimated effects of climate shocks of individual panel data using 2 layers of R. Good. R is the first thing I found that I actually need. That means I have to go all the way down here to see a single thing that I need, and that's not good. Applied ML. If you're saying ML, you need to say machine learning, and then in parentheses ML, and then the rest of your resume, you can use ML. It's possible they don't know that ML needs machine learning. Using R, good, and Skibbity Learn. Okay, good. Like Lasso. I don't know what Lasso is, and I don't care. For feature selection, clustering, ZB boost, XG boost. This is good. This I don't care about. Visualized. Is that something we actually care about? I don't know if I... Maybe. Billions of call transactions with heat maps. Yeah, again. So this is your problem, is this is way too technical, and this is not what I like. Remember, these are the only thing that matters. And maybe you find different keywords, that's fine. But if it's not in the job section under qualification, it doesn't matter, right? Like, I understand using Polars is impressive. Maybe that's very impressive. What you did was phenomenal. But it doesn't matter if I'm not looking for it. And that's what you cannot have generalized resumes. That's why you cannot, is what we're looking for specific. Each resume needs to be to the job title. And this does not read like you're looking for a data scientist job title. This reads like you're looking for, I actually have no idea. It doesn't read like anything. Maybe a telecommunications engineer or something, but I see nothing. And this is where I need the bulk of it. So maybe you have more stuff down here, probable, but I probably not going to go that far down. If I have to go down to here and I don't see anything I want besides like 2 things, it's unfortunately going to have to be a rejection. I have 15 seconds. So you need to focus on what is on your resume. But this definitely doesn't pass, and I understand now why it was 100 to 1, right? Yeah, 100 to 1. is they see this, and the 100-to-1 is when they go down and they actually see the sequel down here in the Excel, which is really solid. But this is one of your better bullet points, is modeled ROI, which I don't know for country level market, but it shows me what the market is, for historical deployment data via post-SQL, powering an interactive Excel dashboard. That's one of your best bullet points. That's already down there. So this doesn't work. You only have a couple of things I'm looking for, and that's why you're getting a 1 in 100. If you fix the formatting, you fix that, you'll probably get like a 1 in 40. 1 in 35, maybe 1 in 50. Again, searching for your first job after college is always going to be a nightmare, but you have the skills. You're just not showing that you're qualified. Because when people say I'm a lot of the times people say I'm very qualified, why did I not get the interview? And it's because I don't see it. And unfortunately, we can't use crazy AI to do it. We cannot guess what you have. We have to go based on what is in your resume. And in your resume, you don't show that you're qualified. You show you used R, Skibbity Learn, and ML, and this, and that's it. I don't see the rest of it. So add the rest of it. Like, comment, and subscribe. And if you need more help, join my live stream at twitch.tv/Headless Headhunter. And I will see you all in the next video to help you get ahead of your job search. Bye, y'all. All right. Let's see. Seriously, Tabletop Sim is like one of the best games ever. Just got an email from the place asked me to fill out a second. They want me to do a third with all my work history dating back to high school. That's disgusting. I'm sorry. 11 in Beretta in my last 10 years should have put my first job out of my college. That's such a deep history. I have no idea. Just do what they say to the best of your abilities. It's ridiculous. That's insane. I still can't believe Skibbity Learn is real, right? Skibbity Learn has always been real. Right now, it's only $10 USD Steam. Yeah, I would always pull as a replacement for Pandas, but written in Rust so fast. Okay. Yeah, there's no way they're going to know that. That's like 3 degrees of separation. But I would also get Tabletop Sim on Steam. It is so good. You can play so many board games. Let's see. Seriously, such a great thing. Lasso is related to ML. Yeah, well, look, there's no way they're going to know that, right? Like, that's kind of the problem. I applied for an office job for them, but the majority of their very long email was like, you'll be working 12-hour days using only labor. What? I'll be honest, I'm a little confused because none of that is tracking. Do they know you're in the right... Have you spoken to anybody? You said you did an interview, right? Yeah, that is weird. Is that a scam? Or is that just a really bad recruitment process? It may just be a very bad recruitment process. I don't know. No, only applications. I have no idea. That's really weird. I would see if maybe you couldn't speak to somebody to say, hey, X, just want to know a little clarification. Are you asking for Y or Z? But that's kind of insane. So... Alright, this is 167. Okay, good. And this is 1671 thumbnail. Alright, gotta jump. See ya, lobotomy. Have a good day. Yeah, this is when I kind of give up on them. They don't even offer benefits. Yeah, that's weird. That's a lot of weird stuff. I don't fully blame you for not keep going with that one. I don't know enough about what you said because it's so outside the norm that it could just be a scam or it could be somebody that just doesn't know the recruitment process. It sounds like they send you the wrong thing and they think you're applying for a different role, maybe? I have no idea. It's very weird. So AI researcher. Still weird. All right, let me check an email real quick. No, they did not send it to me yet. Okay. Just waiting on a resume from a candidate so I can submit them. I have enough room on my resume, though, so I guess I could add my first job out of college for giggles. Yeah, I mean, I guess. If that's what they want, just do it. Again, it's okay to have a longer resume. That's so outside the process of 12 years that it's a little ridiculous, so. But I don't think it's going to hurt your chances. Okay. What did they say? How can I approve it? Okay, that's it. They just don't know. I am the Headless Headhunter. I'm a corporate recruiter here to get you ahead of your job search by reviewing your resumes and giving other job search advice. The resume we have up first is for an AI researcher / engineer. So this is, I think, in the UK, and these are the keywords, at least in the US. They may be slightly different, but I had them prepped and I did not know this was in the UK. So please let me know where you're searching, as keywords can change based on the geography. So these should be mostly correct, but not fully correct. This person has a 1 to 50 application ratio, which is not bad, actually. I actually really don't think that's bad. So, especially for a newcomer, that's essentially like a C-. But yeah, so what we're going to be looking for is degree, AI, ML, LLM, NLP. Sounds like I'm saying the alphabet. Python, R, MATLAB, LangChain, Scikit-learn, which I will always say is Skibbity-learn, Cloud, TensorFlow, PyTorch, SDLC, CI/CD, DevOps, Hadoop, Spark, or Kafka. I despise IT names. So that's what we're looking for. All right, let's see if they've got it. All right, so plaque good. This will probably not fit on one line. Now I remember this is somebody that stops by my Twitch chat a lot. That's where I get these keywords. I can also give more help than just resume reviews every Monday through Friday at Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. PST at twitch.tv/Headless Headhunter. That is where I find the keywords. So. In fact, do I have the AI engineer? Because I do know that I should have it from last time. It is, yeah, I think these are the same. So, built a 3D cloth bundle pipeline for Amazon garment contract prediction. Okay, whoa. The heck? All right, let's redo that. Let's redo all of that. I clicked the wrong button and it took me here. This is why you don't put hyperlinks. Is because you're going to click the wrong button. All right, let me make sure there wasn't anything there that I need to do on this stream. No. That's actually really cool, though. Yeah, no, that should be good. Okay. Thank you for the catchphrase. I'm happy with the catchphrase. All right. I always get a little tired at near 3 hour mark, so let me redo this. I am the Headless Headhunter. I am a corporate recruiter here to review your resumes to get you ahead of your job search. This is a not a data engineer. This is an AI engineer. And what we're going to be looking for in an AI engineer is your degree, AI, ML, LLM, NLP, Python, R, MATLAB, LangChain, Skibbity-learn, Cloud, TensorFlow, PyTorch, SDLC, CI/CD, DevOps, Hadoop, Spark, or Kafka. I despise IT names. Those are all ridiculous, and saying them out like that hurts me. So, this person does not have a terrible resume. It's a 1 in 50, especially for a newer person, like a new entry level. But let's see if we can't improve that ratio even more. Ratio is how many applications it takes to get to a interview, and ideally you want less than 1 in 50. A 1 in 50 is like a C minus. It passes but barely. So let's see. Built a 3D cloth human body mesh simulation pipeline for Amazon garment comfort prediction. Okay. Wrote Python scripts to automate Blender physics for graph neural networks. Train, quantize, and upload PyTorch models. So I just need a little bit more here. I don't think this is bad or anything, but I need a little bit more. So what I would like to see is built a 3D cloth human body mesh using simulation pipeline for Amazon using Python and PyTorch, right? Or stuff like that. And then you can have a little bit more. So ideally, I just want a little bit more of the keywords in these. It's not bad because it gives a good thing. And you mentioned Amazon immediately, which people love. You work with a huge FANG company, no matter what it is, they're gonna chomp at the bit. So it's good that you have Amazon. I just want to see after that a little bit more. So again, like add Python and that kind of stuff. So CERN applied self-supervised learning on simulated dark matter to it got. Okay, so again, I need to know how you did this. Used vision transformer models in TensorFlow. Good. So I just need a little bit more here. Again, these are not bad bullet points. These are very good, and the fact that you've worked with CERN and Planck Institute and Amazon means maybe nothing else matters, but you still need a little bit more, all right? That's the thing, is you need the rest of these. So I want you to write, instead of applied self-learning, is used TensorFlow for a self-learning module on simulating dark matter to get blankety blank. You should be including a keyword or two here, and these should have 2 to 3 keywords each. So that's not bad. Again, the fact that you've worked with Amazon and CERN is huge, and you have PyTorch. But I also don't know if this is like AI. I know everybody's going to be screaming at me in the comments, but you don't say how you used the AI, right? Like what? This doesn't say, was it ML? Was it LLM? Was it NLP? Was it AI? You don't tell me. And you cannot, anything that is assumed in your resume is going to be assumed that you don't have it. So I need more here. Develop the semantic segment pipeline depth mat, develop newer algorithm. Again, that's the problem, is I need more. If formatting wise, this is fine. You're not going to be able to fit these into one line. Normally that's what I like, so this is the best of that option, but I need a little bit more of these keywords. It may be the fact of what you've done is so impressive already that it doesn't matter that you have the rest of it, but I think you can take this from a 1 in 50 to like 1 in 20, 1 in 15, 1 in 10. Just by adding some of these. And you don't have to be crazy. Again, all we're saying is wrote Python scripts for Amazon's garment comfort prediction using an ML model. Like I don't know where the AI is. And that's my problem, is I don't see AI here. I don't see ML, I don't see LLM, I don't see NLP, and I assume some of these are related to it. I was petting my dog over there, that's why I moved out of camera. But I don't see it. So I need you to be very clear. If it is not, this goes for everybody, not just people that are incredibly like this person who's amazing. If it's not on your resume, it doesn't exist. If something is implied that you know X, it's implied that you did not do it. Those are the rules. I don't make them, I don't like them, but you cannot imply you have anything. You have to blatantly slap me in the face and say it. Say, I built a 3D cloth human body mesh using machine learning software such as X and Y for Amazon's garment comfort prediction, okay? It's got to be that blatantly obvious, and that's your problem, is you're too smart. These are implied. They're not blatantly stated. So, is this a terrible resume? No. I mean, you have some of the stuff here. And the fact is, what you have already is so awesome that they'll probably move you forward alone, but you're going to get, you can change this from like a 1 in 45, 1 in 50 to a 1 in 10 just by adding this stuff. You need these. These are the basic building blocks. Because remember, your resume is not to show how impressive you is. It's a minimum qualification document. And the minimum qualifications to working as an AI engineer is using AI, ML, LLM, NLP, along with Python, R, MATLAB, LangChain, and SkibbityLearn. If you don't tell me you use Skibbity Learn, I won't know. You need to be more obvious. So, I hope this was helpful. Please like, comment, and subscribe. That helps me. And if you need more help, as I said, you can join my Twitch chat, twitch.tv/Headless Headhunter, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And let's go to the next resume. But this, again, goes for everybody. Make it blindingly obvious. You have to make it so obvious that you could see it from space. That is the biggest problem I see with most resumes, is they say, well, it's assumed that I have X, or, oh, everybody knows X, because no, it's not. Never is. If it's assumed, if you think everybody have it, nobody has it. It needs to be in the resume. Minimum qualifications are these. That is the keywords. It needs to be there. Make it very, very, very obvious. I need to be slapped in the face with how obvious it is. Let's go to the next resume. All right. It's almost unbelievable resume if you're doing dark matter research. Yeah, it's kind of like this person's too smart. Yeah, they're on Twitch a lot. It's Nyx. So they're too bearing without bear. I know. I'm sorry, y'all. He was lying down a little bit. He's under the bed. Yeah, write it for a 12-year-old. That's what I say. And that is Nyx's problem, which we have tried to work with, is they're too smart. Like, you can't. In fact, you know what? Add. Okay, give me a second. I'll be right back. Okay, I will be right back. You don't need to move. I need to use the restroom real quick. What do you want? No, don't move. Come here. You tired? Hi. Look into the camera. Let them see your cute eyes. Yeah, he's gonna take a nap after this, though. He's a good man. He needs to sleep. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so in fact, I think I may just start this with the next video, but in my guide, okay, thank you for the kisses. Thank you. I appreciate it. In my guide, I tell you how to find a job on Indeed, right? Like, most people would know this, right? They know how to apply on LinkedIn. But you can't assume they do. That's why I wrote it this basic. Okay, Bear, my hand is now absolutely drenched in your slobber. So, thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. That's exactly what I wanted, was dog slobber all over my hand. You are a cutie patootie, though, so I do forgive you. Let's see, what is next? Data analyst. Alright, let me make sure this person... I'm gonna do one more. Let's see, did they dox themselves? Please don't dox themselves. No, they didn't. Okay. And I needed data analyst. So I'm actually going to start with this section, right? Not there. Here. Right. And then I need to do a brief check to make sure this is correct. Analyst in Canada. Let's see. Data analytics, data analyst, SQL, Python, yep. Data analysis, Power BI, ClickSense. Might need to add that. FBF draws, attention to detail, junior quality, data analyst metric, benefits. Maybe data handling. It looks like they were a little different. Yeah, they're a little different, but not too different. So VBA, SQL data. Yeah, it's not terrible. Yeah, I think that's close enough. I know there's a couple of differences, but it's not a terrible amount. All right. In fact, before we go to the next resume, there on my guide, I made this guide. I can link it in the comments below. And back to how you want to write your resume, right? Like before we move on to this data analyst, is in my guide, it shows this. This is how to apply on LinkedIn.com. Most people I would assume, know that, but not everybody would. And this is how basic I need you to write your resume. I need you to spell it out this simple of how to apply to a job on LinkedIn. So you put it here. So you go to LinkedIn, right? LinkedIn.com. This is the first thing you see. Then you click on jobs. Then you put the job title and the city you can commute to. And then you add, if you are searching for a remote role, put the location as the United States and not where you're located. Otherwise, you will lessen the amount of jobs. That is how basic you need your resume to be, because it's entirely possible that people don't know that. Yes, it may be rare, but maybe it's not. Don't assume they know what you know. What you know is not what they know, you know? So let's go to the actual next resume. And this is a data analyst. This is in Canada. They said the keywords may be different, and I agree with them. They were mostly the same. You might need to add a little bit more about what you do with the data, but what we're going to be looking for is mostly these. So if these are a little bit off, that's okay. They have a 1 to 75, which is not a good ratio. You really want a 1 in 50 or less. Ideally, it's 1 in 20 or something. That's like an A+. 1 in 10 is A+. B+ is 1 in 20. So let's look. What we're going to need for a data analyst in Canada is degree, SQL, Excel, macros, pivot tables, MS Office, Tableau, Power BI, data visualization, AI, ML, Python, PySpark, R, subject matter expert, SME, and presenting to both technical and non-technical stakeholders. You also may need to do something with the data, but let's see. Manage data by cleaning. Every single person talks about ETL. I don't know why. The only time I've ever seen ETL is in a data engineer role. Anyway, this is almost right. You want it. I feel like there's something off with the formatting, but I can't tell what it is. It's not the worst, though. It's still legible. And the only thing that's off is here. But I think it's because you try to fit into one page. It's okay to not have a one-page resume. You can have a 1, 2, 3, or 4-page resume. That's fine. So, manage lean. Again, what is this? Visualizing it for stakeholders is good, but I don't know what you do. What is the data? Is it about houses? Is it about the housing market? Is it about technology? I don't know. I need a very basic sentence that describes what you do, and then you can say into actionable insights by visualizing for stakeholders and management. Design data pipelines. I don't think ETL is needed. Almost every single person that's done it puts it on, but unless you're a data engineer, I don't think you should put it on your resume. You integrating surveys or data, that's okay. Using Python marketing research process in the organization. You need to write that a little simpler, but I do like that you use Python. Created interactive dashboards, good, and reports with Tableau that assisted non-technical stakeholders in understanding statistical results from the data. Perfect. This is the problem. I want you to write everything like this. This is a phenomenal bullet point. Why is it all the way down here? Again, that's not super far down, but this is a solid bullet point. I need you to write all of them like that. And again, I don't know why everybody is obsessed with ETL. It's so rarely asked as a qualification. So, extracted data. Again, it's ETL. With SQL, good. It just to the other management increase of developed a random forest machine learning ML model. Levels of Canadian service. That's okay. So there's not enough and it's too spread out. Right? Like, I need multiple keywords in a sentence, ideally. You can kind of get away with not having it for the first one, but I want to know what you did. Like, I still don't know what you do. So, like, manage data of a cheeseburger factory where I turned, like, using Excel and SQL, where I turned raw data into actionable insights by analyzing and visualize it for stakeholders and management, right? I need a little bit more. Then instead of this one, this gives me almost nothing besides Python, is used Python blankety blank and blankety blank to do X and Y because of Z, all right? Creative interactive dashboards reports with Tableau that assist. This is phenomenal, but I feel like you could also clear it up here. So this is a good one. Don't really need to change too much there. If you use Power BI, put that in there as well. Extracted data from relational databases, upper management. Again, the problem is it's good that you have presenting to non-technical stakeholders, but almost every single one of your bullet points is. So this is why you're getting, what was it, 1 in 75? Yeah, 1 in 75 is you have some of the keywords, but they're spread apart so far and you don't actually say what you're doing that they don't know enough to move you forward. So I need you to make these better and condense them, all right? I need you to tell me how you did some of this and what you I still don't know what you do. I don't know what you analyzed. I don't know how I assume it's forest machine learning models, which I don't know what those do, but yeah, so you need more, right? I think the basics are here. I don't think this is going to take you 14 hours to fix. I think it's really going to be like an hour or two where you just put in more keywords in the right places and you should have a better chance. Also, make sure you apply fast. The faster you apply to a job, the better your chances. ATSs sort on a first come, first serve basis. Yes, AI does exist in ATS, but it's in such a small segment of the market that it's really rare you're going to find it. Like, seriously, 1 in 100 jobs probably use AI. The rest of it is manually first come, first serve. So let's go to the next resume. Okay. Couldn't think of it as sexually would probably not return to your stream unless in time of need. Yeah. I mean, I very much get rid of the people I help. I am aware of that. I was debating doing a one later at night so that people who got jobs can come, but no, I help people out and they don't come back, and I don't blame them because it's at work. You can't just do this at work. So if the only way I know how to fix that is changing the times I stream, which right now I do not want to do. So maybe one day I'll start doing more like in the evening or maybe something so that people could stop by that had got jobs that I helped, but it's okay. I'm okay helping them, even if they don't return. I don't blame them. So, besides me to report on progress, keep up with the job market in general. True. Isn't that sad part? Others help. I do want to share the tips from the class I learned about growing a fan base. Leona, I really want to know that. We are approaching time. Can you tell me that on Wednesday? Because I absolutely want to know that stuff. I think that's stuff I would like to know. So if you're here Wednesday or Friday, let me know. I would want to hear that. Start talking about that, because perfect. Thank you. And 40K and occasional martial arts, banter, and bear. Yeah, random forests are classic ML. Night for you is day for me. That's also true, yeah. So this is the best time that works on my schedule so far, but I'm not going to change it anytime soon. Maybe if I get super crazy popular enough, I could add another day of like Tuesday nights or something, but I prefer this time. So, digital media marketing moment, basically. All right. Well, that's it for me. Let's raid a channel. We're going to raid. Oh, God. I knocked it off. thank you all for joining me. As always, I appreciate it. And I will be back on Wednesday. I don't know why I paused. I know that is the time. So let's see what we've got. Okay, those are not appropriate for work, and those are ones I'm not following, so let's not do those. Let's do... where are we going? I want to do... Who's this? Bash Bunny, open source, go. Okay, I think this person is a software developer. Let's raid them. I hope so, and I'm not just raiding the wrong channel. But thank you all for joining. No worries, Leona. All right, here we go in 3, 2, 1. Raiders away! Thank you all for joining me, and I will see you next time.